Indianapolis Colts, on the other hand, lost their starting quarterback early in the year. Gardner Minshew has stepped up big, and the Colts have been one of the best teams in the NFL over the course of the last 8 weeks of the season. Zaire Franklin is a guy who has set a tackling record in Colts history 2 years in a row now. I remember last year when they changed head coaches, Jeff Saturday came in. That was a completely different feel. At least that's what I thought. I asked him how different this year is from last year at this time.
To be honest, night and day. Been in this league long enough to really appreciate when it's the last game of the season and you're fighting for something. It's a privilege to have everything on the line. Last year when you're playing and, you really get into the off season and the fans are talking about draft position, it's just never a good spot to be in. So I'm just thankful to be in this position and looking forward to taking advantage of it.
When you go through a full season, there's going to be ups and downs for a defensive unit. How is it that you work your way through those valleys when they're there to get yourself back to where you want to be?
Well, I think whether you're facing success or adversity, I think it's just being honest with each other. I think there was times where, we were winning games and making plays, and we were still being honest with each other about the things that we still needed to work at. You need that type of culture in the defensive room because there's going to be times where you're not playing good ball, and I remember after we played New Orleans and gave them a bunch of points and got a bunch of yards, we kind of all looked at each other and realized that's not the type of unit we wanted to be. But we just kind of stuck together, continue to hold each other accountable, continue to try to be better for each other. And I think that's allowed us to play better ball, at the end of this year.
The fact that you lost your quarterback and Gardner steps in and plays the way he does this year, I mean, you're not here without it, but tell me a little bit about why he's been so successful.
I just think it's just preparation. I think, Gardner, he's a guy, who's played a lot of ball in this league and knows what it's like to win the job, knows what it's like to lose the job. He was just looking forward to that opportunity, and, I think he consistently prepared like a starter even when he was, just trying to help and assist Anthony. And I think, when you always approaching the game like you're going to play every snap, you're always going to be in a position to do so. I think since he's been in, he's been a guy that everybody can rally behind and a guy that we can believe in, and he's done a great job for us this year.
When you face an opponent that you know a little bit about, you've seen already, what do you start looking for that you're going to see in Week 18 that you may or may not have seen the first time around?
Well, look, this is a playoff game. Nobody's got tomorrow guaranteed, so when it comes to that, you got to be prepared for everything. Definitely just knowing they're going to have some wrinkles in, knowing that we're going to have some wrinkles in. That's just the nature of the game. But, obviously playing against a young quarterback as talented as CJ has been, interesting to see his growth throughout the year. He's been playing great. And, I noticed even when we played him early on in week 2. So, knowing that he's not the same young pup that we played early on, he's got some battle wounds and, be ready to attack us from the holes that he sees.
How important is it when you think about everything that you guys have been through over the course of the last couple of years that you're playing a game that's this big, that's this important, and you're getting the opportunity to do it in front of the home crowd?
Man, I just think our fans, they had their fair share of hard times, over the last, 10 years or so. And it's what they deserve. They supported us through all the highs and lows. Lucas Oil was never empty. They always cheering for us. They always got our back, even in the darkest of times. So just for us to be able to have this moment right now for the city, us playing great ball, Pacers playing great ball, I think it's just that time that we put Naptown on the map.
Through the Indiana Pacers in there as well. Tell you what, this is not just a game for a playoff spot. This actually is a prize plus another one potentially at the end. The team that wins this game is in. Then they get to sit home tomorrow and root for the Tennessee Titans against the Jacksonville Jaguars, because if Tennessee were to win that game and continue the woes of Jacksonville, then the team that wins this game tonight would be the division champion. In other words, they would end up being a seed that gets a home game upcoming in the playoffs. You can't overstate how important this next one is, coming up in just moments here on Westwood One. As for the first game, our final score, Pittsburgh 17, Baltimore 10. You've been listening to the NFL on Westwood One. Today's broadcast has been sponsored by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by Wendy's, by Shopify, by AutoZone, by NFL.com, and by BetMGM, the official odds provider for Westwood One. Please gamble responsibly. I want to thank our crew for this afternoon. Studio coordinator Art Martinez, studio producer Brian Finkelstein, production assistance provided by Dan Silverman, Michael Garland, and Josh Halpern. Our statistician, Brett Bessel. Our spotter, Mark Schweikowski. Our engineer, Sam Virgillo. Production supervisor, Aaron Cummins. Coordinating producer, Mike Eby. The executive producer of Westwood One Sports is Howard Deneroff. Stay tuned. We've got Game 2 of our special Saturday NFL doubleheader here on Westwood One. Coming up next, the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts battling for a playoff spot in the AFC. Bill Rosinski and Derek Rackley standing by at Lucas Oil Stadium to bring you all the action. Then tomorrow night, it's the regular season finale when the Buffalo Bills meet the Miami Dolphins to decide the AFC East title on Sunday Night Football. Ryan Ratke and Mike Golick will have all the action beginning at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on most of these same stations on the NFL app or streamed live for free on our website, westwoodonesports.com. Once again, our final score for Baltimore, the Pittsburgh Steelers stay alive for a playoff spot, and they'll watch scores tomorrow. They beat the Baltimore Ravens 17-10. Now for Mike Watts and for Devin McCourty, I'm Scott Graham. Thanks for joining us. You've been listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
The following is a presentation of Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One.
He thinks, he turns, he dives! It is a touchdown! It is a touchdown!
Tonight, it's the Houston Texans.
On first and goal, Stroud gets the snap. CJ looking, scrambling forward. CJ on the run across the 5. He's in! Touchdown, CJ Stroud!
The time is now. It's not next year. It's not the year after that. It's right now. We had the opportunity to control our own destiny, so I'm excited to do that.
And Indianapolis Colts.
Pitch to Taylor, trying to turn the near corner, stretching it out. He'll score! Touchdown, Colts! Jonathan Taylor from a yard out.
It's kind of been like that the past few weeks, as long as we continue to, win games, we'll continue to control our own destiny. So nothing different here except this is the one, it got to the point where, it's win and get in.
Now, let's head to the stadium and join Bill Rosinski and Derek Rackley.
We welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium for part 2 of our special Saturday NFL doubleheader as the 9-7 Indianapolis Colts host the 9-7 Houston Texans with a playoff spot on the line. Tonight's broadcast of the National Football League on Westwood One, sponsored by AutoZone, by Crest Toothpaste, by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by BetMGM, by Navy Federal Credit Union, and by NFL.com. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Game 2 of our special Saturday NFL doubleheader here on Westwood One. In Game 1, the Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Baltimore Ravens 17-10. More on that later, but right now it's time for the Texans and the Colts. Along with Derek Rackley, I'm Bill Rosinski. Scott Graham will join us shortly from our Westwood One studios. Well, the math is not fuzzy at all for these two teams. The winner of this game gets a spot in the AFC playoffs. The loser is done. Now, back in September, Derek Rackley, not a lot expected from these two teams. They hired new head coaches. They drafted quarterbacks that would start. How in the world did they get to this point?
Well, you mentioned it, Bill. They got 2 head coaches that came from successful organizations. Shane Steichen came over from Philadelphia. D'Amico Ryans comes from San Francisco. They drafted quarterbacks. They went all in on that position. Of course, the Houston Texans getting C.J. Stroud, number 2 overall. The Colts taking Anthony Richardson, number 4 overall. Anthony Richardson showed some flashes early on, but unfortunately was bit by the injury bug, and he was placed on injured reserve. In comes a guy named Gardner Minshew, a guy that Shane Steichen had some familiarity when he was in Philadelphia. And Gardner Minshew is a guy that they feel comfortable with. They feel like they can win football games with him. Oddly enough, Bill, both of these teams have dealt with a slew of injuries and still find themselves with winning records and a chance to punch their ticket into the postseason.
Now, these two teams played earlier in the season. In fact, it was week 2, and the Colts won it 31-20. What can these players and the coaches take from that game, if anything, into tonight?
Yeah, I was going to say very little. They can watch some of the players that they faced. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of players that are going to be different than what they showed on film back in week 2. But they can see a little bit of tendencies, like certain players that are going to be playing. What do they like to do? What chances do they like to take? What coverages do these coordinators like to play on each side of the ball? So those are some of the things that they can take away. But outside of that, I mean, look at a guy like C.J. Stroud. He's a completely different player at this point in the season than he was back in week 2.
Let's check the weather report, sponsored by Prize Picks. Make this game even more exciting with Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Sign up now and make your picks right up to the fourth quarter. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions. Right now, outside, 35 chilly degrees, but we are inside Lucas Oil Stadium. Roof is closed. It's 72 degrees. Should be a good one. Game 2 of our Saturday special doubleheader between the Texans and the Colts coming up. When we return, Scott Graham joins us from our Westwood One studios and previews our matchup. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Chris Brockman here from The Rich Eisen Show. And do you want even more excitement on game day? Yeah, you do. It's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. You pick 2 to 6 players. You choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you can win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and it's easy to make your picks with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals. Prize Picks is the place to play. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Watch your entry update in real time and continue the fun by making picks on the second half and fourth quarter stats. And right now, when you go to prizepicks.com/primetime, use code PRIMETIME for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for more details.
Scott Graham from our Westwood One studios as we get you ready for the Houston Texans and Indianapolis Colts in what is basically a playoff game during the regular season here in Week 18. You know about it now. The team that wins this game goes to the playoffs and actually has an opportunity potentially to win the division title if Jacksonville were to lose tomorrow. But you're talking about a Houston Texans team that picked number 2 in the draft this year. This is a team that probably not a lot of folks thought were going to be in a situation like this one right now. Most everybody is surprised, except, of course, their head coach, DeMeco Ryans.
You know, it's been really cool to see just all of the ups and downs throughout the season for us to be in this position and being able to have a young team and being able to grow and learn a lot throughout the season, a lot of valuable lessons that we've learned. We truly learned how to win. So I'm very proud of where we are, and we're right where we're supposed to be.
Where they are right now is behind a rookie quarterback in C.J. Stroud, who was that number 2 overall pick. He's only 156 yards away right now from a 4,000-yard passing season. He's thrown 21 touchdown passes and only 5 interceptions on the year. This despite missing a couple of games in the concussion protocol. He remembers back to Week 2 when Indy came in and beat Houston 31-20, but he knows that his team right now is not the same.
I think I've grown a lot in a lot of different places. Our team has grown as a whole. I think we've put a multitude of games together to make our team really kind of stick like glue. Like we've come into a great situation of now we're starting to pick up our chemistry better than ever. So it's like night and day from Week 2 to now.
They get an opportunity right now to do something that many people thought they would not reach in their first year as a group of young players. On the other side, you've got an Indianapolis Colts team that, as we said, lost their starting quarterback early in the season. What does that mean overall? Well, it means you got to figure out a way to come up with something. Shane Steichen, in his first year as a NFL head coach, is probably also right there for Coach of the Year with DeMeco Ryans. What he did was he turned it over to Gardner Minshew. Minshew's thrown for 3,100 yards and 15 touchdowns and figured out a way to win ball games, and he certainly has his head coach's respect.
He's got great energy about him. I think that's a big thing. He's always upbeat. Like I said, he always gives us a chance to win, and that's what you want in your quarterback. Every time you step out, the players have belief in him, coaches have belief in him, and I think that's where it starts. And when you go out and execute like he's been doing, It's been awesome to see, and just very thankful that he's on this football team.
What a fun game in prime time in Week 18 on a Saturday night. Still to come, we'll take a look back at what happened in Game 1 of our doubleheader. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
When my daughter gets a cold, I have a secret weapon. Dayquil Kids Berry from Vicks. Dayquil Kids is specially formulated to treat kids' most bothersome cold and cough symptoms quickly. And the best part is that Dayquil Kids Berry tastes really great. Aren't you supposed to be resting? Maybe.
Dayquil Kids Berry. The kids' berry-licious daytime congestion, coughing, stuffy head, stuffy nose, just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6 years plus.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's a GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Rudolph ducks it over the middle, that's caught at midfield, wide open. Deontay Johnson running down the hash mark. 10-5, touchdown. 71 yards, and the Steelers' playoff hopes very much alive. And the first play of the fourth quarter, a 71-yard pitching catch. The last 50 all on the ground. Steelers 13, Ravens 7.
Mike Watts here on Westwood One, and that first play of the fourth quarter turned out to be the game winner. Steelers took the lead for good. They win 17-10. They are alive now for a playoff spot, and they'll watch the scoreboard tomorrow. These two teams are going to, or at least one of them is going to, and this one is done as well. We come back. We will go back to Lucas Oil Stadium, rejoin Bill Rosinski and Derek Rackley for the keys to the game. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Wager at BetMGM to earn BetMGM rewards points that can be redeemed for online credits. You can also redeem your points at MGM resorts nationwide. Play, earn, and enjoy with BetMGM rewards. Please gamble responsibly. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. All promotions subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. Bonus bets expire in 7 days from issuance. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. Visit the BetMGM GameSense website at mgmresorts.com/GameSense for information on setting limits, guidance on odds and probability, and resources for problem gambling support. Plus, you can learn strategies and get tips on how to gamble more responsibly, discover the symptoms of problem gambling, and find out whom to call if you need help anytime, anywhere. Stay safe and have fun with BetMGM and GameSense. Please gamble responsibly.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more. Up to $100. Ends 2/10. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Welcome back to Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Bill Rosinski along with Derek Rackley and the rest of our Westwood One crew as we get you ready for Houston and Indianapolis. The winner goes to the AFC playoffs. For the keys to the game, let's start with the visitors, Texans. Derek, how do they pull this out?
Yeah, I think they got to control the run game on defense, Bill. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor did not play in the matchup back in week 2, but he's coming off a near 100-yard performance last week against the Raiders, and he's put up some impressive numbers against the Texans in his career. It's a great matchup for DeMeco Ryans' run defense that's tied for third in the NFL, allowing just 88.5 yards per game on the ground. And then they need to get C.J. Stroud cooking early in this game. Offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick has done a great job devising pass plays to get Stroud some easy, on-time completions and get him in a rhythm. The Tank Dell injury definitely hurts him, but Nico Collins is having a career year, and tight end Dalton Schultz has been a great security blanket for the rookie quarterback. Stroud plays well tonight, and they don't turn over the ball. That will give the Texans a great shot at winning this game.
And now the Colts, how do they keep the home fans happy?
Yeah, I think they got to limit the explosive plays on defense. Last week, Stroud and the Texans stayed primarily short to medium with their pass game, but throughout the season, the Texans are second in the NFL in passing plays over 25 yards with 39 on the season, just behind the 49ers. And Stroud throws a really good deep ball. Colts pass defense needs to keep everything in front of them tonight. And then Gardner Minshew needs to make great decisions with the football. Really interesting stat getting ready for tonight's game. Gardner Minshew and the Colts are 5-0 this season when he does not throw an interception. They're just 2-5 in games when he does throw an interception. He needs to play aggressive, but know when to throw the ball away and realize that a punt and winning the field position battle can help you win this game.
Texans won the toss, defer, so the Colts will receive to start this game. And just what about the emotions? This is a regular season game, but it's a playoff game. What's going through these players' stomachs right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been the topic of conversation all week. All the reporters been asking him, how do you prepare for this game? Knowing the importance, but treating it like another game. And all the players are saying, we know the importance, but we've got to treat this just like any other game. Not get too high or too low in the moment.
All right, we will have the kickoff from right to left. Houston will kick off. Josh Downs back deep. And we are underway in Indianapolis. This is returnable, but Downs is going to wave the hand and say, we'll start at the 25-yard line. So here comes Gardner Minshew in the offense. This is his 13th start this year, a 7-5 record. He's thrown for 3,164 yards, 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. And one thing he's cut down on, Derek, and that's the turnovers over the last few games. He'll throw a pick every once in a while.
He will. He's a little bit of a gunslinger, but to your point, 7 touchdown passes against just 2 interceptions over the past 5 games.
Jonathan Taylor will be his running back, working the pistol formation, moving left to right. Minshew waiting for the snap. He's got it. Taylor's got the ball, running left, trying to bounce it back to the right, and he is stuffed after a gain of 3, and that was Collins in on the stop. Derek, this Texans defense, they allow 88.5 yards rushing. That's a really improved stat. It was 170 a year ago.
It's just amazing. I mean, 170 yards per game allowed as a run defense last year. That just shows how much emphasis DeMeco Ryans has put on it as the defensive play caller and the head coach of this team.
2nd and 7, Colts moving left to right from their 28-yard line. Minshew under center. Taylor, the running back, pitched to him, trying to turn the near right corner. He's not going to get it turned, and that's great pursuit by the Texans defense. And now we have a late flag thrown in. That was DJ Montgomery for the Colts involved with a defensive back. Christian Harris on the stop. Bill Vinovich is our referee today.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to face. Defense number 25. 5 yards penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
And that is Desmond King, and he was wrapped up with the wide receiver, DJ Montgomery, well away from the play, so a big break for the Colts.
Wow, it was a pretty good defensive play, too, because Braden Smith, the right tackle, was out in front as a lead blocker, but as you mentioned, Christian Harris did a great job slipping him. He comes up and he makes the tackle, but a defensive penalty gives the Colts a first down.
They're dressed in their home royal blue jerseys, white pants, white numerals, the white helmets with the familiar blue horseshoe on either side. Minshew, first pass of the game, goes near side right, and that is caught, and that's into the arms of the veteran Michael Pittman. He suffered a concussion in the game against Pittsburgh here a couple of weeks ago, but back healthy and a pickup up to the 39-yard line, a pickup of 5.
Yeah, he was definitely missed in that game against Atlanta that the Falcons ended up beating the Colts. They just didn't have that number one weapon in the passing game.
2nd and 5, Colts moving left to right. Opening possession, first quarter. The winner of this game has a berth in the AFC playoffs. Winner, get the golf clubs out. Minshew, deep drop. Steps up in the pocket, goes to the near sideline. Pittman again makes the catch, and that's going to be a first down. Up at the 46-yard line, brought down by DeAndre Houston Carson, 7 yards, first down.
Yeah, just a double crossing route by Indianapolis. One coming from the left, one coming from the right, and he finds Michael Pittman, but he's got to step up in the pocket a little bit because of the pressure that ended up messing up the timing. Still able to pick up a first down, though.
At the 46, Colts move left to right. They're in their territory. Minshew back in the gun. 2 receivers far side left. Tight end on the near right side is Kyle Granson. And back to throw. Minshew again. Pumps left. Doesn't throw. And has to scramble. He's in trouble. Shovels it out to Pittman at the midfield stripe. And to the Houston 45. Heads up play. Pittman kept the play alive. He saw his quarterback in trouble. Found an opening. And Minshew shoveled it for 9 yards.
Well, Minshew's trying to get away from Kurt Hinish, who ends up kind of chasing him outside the pocket. But as you mentioned, just a little shovel pass to keep this play alive. Nice job keeping his eyes downfield.
Well, with some tempo here. And the handoff to Jonathan Stewart, diving forward over his center, Ryan Kelly, for a first down. Hinish on the stop, so the drive will continue. So you've got Ryman, Nelson, Kelly, Fries, and Smith, the front line for Indianapolis. Quentin Nelson, the left guard, he's headed to the Pro Bowl for the 6th consecutive year. First down and 10. The Colts are at the 42-yard line of Houston. Taylor remains the setback. Got 3 receivers bunched right by the right tackle, near side right. Here's the receiver out left. Play action fake. Minshew with a lot of time, steps up in the pocket, nobody open. Now he's going to run to the 35 and slides. Going to be shy of a first down. Well, it might be close to a first down. They're giving him a nice spot on that slide down to the 33-yard line.
So that goes right back to one of my keys with Minshew, making great decisions with the football. He was looking downfield, thinking about taking a shot, but both of his receivers were covered up. Instead of forcing that ball into coverage, tucks it down and just picks up 9 yards with his legs.
Yeah, second down 1. Love these second downs if you're the Colts. Taylor up the middle, big hole 30, still going 25. Carries 4. Houston Texans down to the 20-yard line. A run of 14, first down and 10. They're in the red zone. Houston, Carson, and Nelson combine on the stop.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better start offensively for the Colts here. Really not having to use Jonathan Taylor to get the drive started. They've used the passing game to get it going, and Taylor picking up first downs on 2nd and 3rd and short.
At the 20, in the red zone, moving left to right. 9th play of this drive. Handoff, Taylor sweeping the left side, breaks a tackle, and then snowed under as he got down to the 16-yard line. Pierre Tart in on the stop. No Jonathan Bernard out with an ankle injury for this Houston defense today, but they do have Will Anderson, number 51, but he's dealing with a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, and they've had Jerry Hughes. He's going to be filling in for Grenard, but Grenard missing this game at 12.5 sacks this year. It's a pass rusher that will definitely be missed when Gardner Minshew's trying to throw the ball.
2nd and 6, Colts at the Houston 16-yard line. Minshew waits the snap out of the shotgun. Quick hitter to Taylor, and he is hit hard and dropped at the 15-yard line. So that's one there. Christian Harris on the stop along with Jerry Hughes. This is an Indy offense. 10th in scoring, 23 points a game. They're 114 yards on the ground, 13th. Passing the ball 220, that's 20th.
And the only thing they're worried about right now, too, is their red zone offense, which they're tied for 18th in the NFL. Remember, in the NFL, it's just based off of touchdowns at 52%. They're looking to keep this drive alive by either picking up a first down or punching this one in for 7 points.
Tyler Goodson is in the game as a receiver. He was wide near side right now. He comes back and joins Minshew on 3rd down and 4. Minshew scrambling right. Now throws and incomplete, and he had Tyler Goodson. Goodson was open around the 2-yard line, but Not a great throw, but he was under duress, and it'll be fourth down.
Yeah, this is Gardner Minshew getting outside of the pocket, feeling some of that pressure, and just kind of taking a back shoulder shot at Tyler Goodson over by the right side pylon, but just not able to get the ball into his vicinity where he can catch it.
And Matt Gay runs out as a wide receiver. Houston scrambling here. They're letting him switch players as the play clock continues to dwindle to 8. Colts look like they may go for it here. Minshew out of the gun. This is fourth down and 4. And the play clock hits 0. And I believe the Colts called a timeout, and they did. Well, a little trickeration there by Indianapolis as they tried to confuse Houston.
Well, again, remember, because Indianapolis brought out their specialists, they substituted, so the officials are going to hold up play to allow Houston to be able to match substitution in personnel. So, yes, trying to give them a look like they're going to run a trick play, but they had to give Houston enough time to get the right personnel on the field. They're going to go ahead and take the field goal.
Matt Gay will do the honors from the 28-yard line, so a 38-yard field goal try. Kicking left to right, he has made 30 of 37 this year. Holder is the punter, Sanchez. Good snap. Into it with the right leg. It is up. And it is good inside the left upright. A reminder that for every field goal made tonight and throughout the remainder of the season, Barbasol makes a donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol shaving cream, an American original for over 100 years. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. 9:15 to go, first quarter. Colts 3, Texans nothing. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk, too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Hi, Little Bob here. This year we're doubling down on new at Bob's Discount Furniture. So happy New Year! I've got new styles like my Dylan Sectional, new ways to recharge with my Tuxedo Motion sofa, new mattresses for a new lease on life, new colors and new everyday low prices. My Calvin bedroom is just $7.99. I've even got a new look. Wait, you can't see what I'm wearing? Ah, schnickel fritz. When you can have a new year for less, there's only one thing to say. Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
When it comes to buying Continental winter tires at the guaranteed lowest price, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. Plus, when it comes to getting more free services, when you buy Continental winter tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. So, for the best deal on Continental tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brand and discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Lucas Oil Stadium. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger, offering over 1 million industrial-grade products, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. 9:15 to go, first quarter. Colts on their opening possession get a field goal, and now they will kick off from left to right. Matt Gay will do the honors. Back deep is Damian Pierce, and he's going to wave this off. Goes through the end zone, ball out to the 25. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on NBC tomorrow night when the Buffalo Bills meet the Miami Dolphins. Of course, you can also hear Sunday Night Football each week right here beginning at 7:30 Eastern on many of these same stations, on the NFL app or online at WestwoodOneSports.com. Scoring drive, 11 plays, 56 yards. The Colts use 5 minutes, 45 seconds and they get a Matt Gay field goal from 38 yards away. So here comes the Texans and C.J. Stroud. He's thrown for 3,844 yards this year. Singletary's his running back. Play action fake. Stroud, deep drop, steps in the pocket now, deep downfield for Collins. Got it at the 20, to the 10, 5. Touchdown Texans. Nico Collins with a step on the defender. How about that to start the game? Stroud to Collins, 75 yards. Touchdown Texans.
Wow, what a fast start for Houston coming out, and interesting play call from Bobby Slowick. Remember I was talking about in the keys that last week, Bill, that Houston almost tried to get C.J. Stroud back comfortable as he got back into the lineup after missing a couple of games with a concussion. Everything was kind of short to medium. Didn't really throw anything deep last week, and so they're probably thinking, okay, that's what they're going to try to do again this week. Instead, they go way up over the top. Nico Collins wide open, and a beautifully thrown ball from C.J. Stroud.
Jaime Fairbairn, the former UCLA Bruin, to tack on the extra point. It is up and it is good. Wow. 9:06 to go first quarter. Texans 7, Colts 3. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Is your battery dead? At AutoZone, you can get the right Duralast battery to get you back on the road. Duralast batteries are designed to deliver OE performance and strong starts, even in extreme weather conditions. When you have a battery problem, get the right Duralast battery for your vehicle at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The venue's set. Families coming in from all over. It's their quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Learn about a vaccine option and book this season's updated COVID-19 shot today at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Don't miss out on limited-time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Time to check the scheduled games coming up on Westwood One, sponsored by Hulu Plus Live TV. Tomorrow, the FCS championship game, Montana versus South Dakota State. Tomorrow night, the Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. Then next weekend, all 6 NFL Super Wildcard games. Hulu has live sports. Watch football games all season long with over 90 live channels. Get Hulu Plus Live TV today. Live TV plan required. Restrictions apply. Access content from each service separately and select ESPN Plus content via Hulu. Learn more at Hulu.com. Bill Brzezinski, Derek Rackley back in Indianapolis, where the crowd here stunned with a 75-yard touchdown pass to start Houston's first series of the game. And they lead 7-3, and now we'll have the kickoff from right to left. Fairbairn will do the honors. Josh Downs awaits about a yard deep into the end zone. And the kickoff returnable. Downs at his 6. Middle of the field, 15 to the 20, and diving forward to about the 24-yard line. The NFL playoffs are almost here, and it all starts with Super Wildcard Weekend presented by Verizon. 12 teams, 6 games, 3 days, 1 epic weekend. You can hear each of those games right here on Westwood One. The road to Super Bowl 58 starts on January the 13th. All right, the Colts will be at their 23 after that 17-yard return. And Minshew's got Tyler Goodson with him in the backfield. Double wides near side right and to the left. Minshew's got it. Little slant, tipped in the air, almost picked off. Pierce was the intended receiver. A little slant Steven Nelson got a hand on it. It's going to be second down.
Yeah, Steven Nelson read that one right off the jump from Gardner Minshew. He saw the slant coming. He drives forward and nearly undercuts that one for an interception. You talk about swinging the momentum in this game. Nelson with a chance to get his hands on an interception, but instead incomplete 2nd and 10.
Derek, that's a body blow to this team and this crowd here.
Absolutely. I mean, they were trying to use the energy to their advantage, and C.J. Stroud and company just took it away on the first play.
2nd and 10, Colts at their 23. Here comes the blitz. Minshew in trouble, spun around, still standing up, but they will whistle the play dead. That's a sack. This team came in with 45 sacks this season. Christian Harris coming through. Too many white jerseys through that O-line.
Well, and oddly enough, Bill, both of these defenses, they don't really blitz a whole lot. Texans, they blitz 22% of the time, which is 29th in the NFL. And how about the Colts? They're actually last in the NFL. Both these teams like to play zone behind it, but they've got 4 or 5 players that are really good up-front pass rushers, but that time they do bring the pressure. They do get to Gardner Minshew and get another sack.
Now 3rd down and 18 as Minshew runs the draw to Jonathan Taylor up the middle at the 20. Churning the legs. And Jonathan Taylor finds his way past the original line of scrimmage and maybe a yard more. He picks up 9. But they needed 18, so the punting unit will come on, and this Houston defense, which did a little bending on the opening possession, allowed a field goal after the Colts got it in the red zone, forced a 3 and out.
You know, one of the things I like when I'm watching Houston, especially when they're on defense, is I like watching their head coach and their defensive play caller, DeMeco Ryans. He's so excitable. His guys come off the field. Christian Harris came off the field, gave him a hug when he came off after getting the sack. Wants his players to know how much he appreciates them going out and making plays.
Rigoberto Sanchez will punt from left to right, get it away from about his own 12 or 13. Snap is good. Inu with the right leg, high end over end. Desmond King, fair catch called for and made around the 23-24-yard line. 52-yard punt, 7:23 to go first quarter. Houston 7, Indianapolis 3. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood 1.
Try Barbasol 1919 Classic Shaving Cream. Paying homage to the original invented over 100 years ago. This non-aerosol formula features enhanced ingredients, an exceptional glide, and crisp fragrance for a winning shave experience. Learn more at Barbasol.com.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg or cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Hey, is this line secure?
Franco's cybersecurity firm secured a contract, and that's all we're allowed to say.
We have a green light on hiring.
He needs web security professionals with a military background.
3 teams of 4, 24-hour rotations, but Protocol Zulu is on a need-to-know basis.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Attention, attention. I'm calling on the trendsetters and the underdogs, the disruptors and the slept-ons, the ones who've been told they're too much. Welcome to NFL Flag. In this game, there's a position for everyone. No matter who you are, just bring it. Get ready to run, throw, jump, and slide. This game is our game. Let's play. Visit NFLflag.com to find a league and get playing today.
Feeling great starts with a great shave. And great shaves start with Barbasol Shaving Cream. For whatever your day brings, start it off right with the American original, Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
Barbasol.
Later on, we'll select a drive of the game sponsored by Progressive. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $750 on average. Call or click today and find out if Progressive could save you hundreds on your car insurance. Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley in Indianapolis. Houston 7, Indianapolis 3. Winner gets a berth in the AFC playoffs. We have 7:23 to go in the first quarter play, and Houston will start this drive at their 24. Moving right to left. Devin Singletary, the running back. And C.J. Stroud under center. They'll give it to Singletary, and up the middle he goes, and a nice little push up to 29, gain of 5. 2nd and 5. Derek, we should mention that this Colts secondary starts 2 rookies at the corners. Julian Blackman done for the season. Kenny Moore's been hurt. He is back. That's a dinged-up secondary.
Yeah, I mean, this is in a very young secondary. You mentioned it. Brenton Jones, both rookies. Think about Darrell Baker, first year, essentially a rookie. Nick Cross, safety, second year. Rodney Thomas, safety, second year. A lot of youth in the secondary.
Singletary gets the call again and pushes his way across the 30 to the 31. It is going to be 3rd down and 3.
And, Bill, actually one of the moves that they made defensively last week is Ronnie Harrison, who actually came into the league as a safety, but he played some linebacker for the Colts, moved back into the secondary because they like the way that he communicates and talks at the safety position. Obviously did a great job of that during his time at Alabama. He's actually playing one of the 2 deep safeties right now.
3rd down and 3 for Houston at their 31, moving right to left. Here's the snap. Stroud's going to run it himself up the middle, diving, and he just got the first down. Up to the 35-yard line, wasn't sliding. Stopped by Ronnie Harrison, and that is a Houston first down.
Yeah, and he ends up going head first, realizing that he's trying to do everything he can to pick up the first down. C.J. Stroud actually does not run it a whole lot. He likes to throw the football, but he's seeing that his ability to keep this drive going, if he can just pick up the first down. We just saw a replay, and it looked like it was a great spot by the officials. His elbow came down just past the first down marker.
Fans didn't like it. 1st and 10, just shy of the 35. Stroud back to throw, quick out near sideline. Collins wanted to turn upfield, made the catch at the 40, and then just slipped, so he gets 5 yards on the play. I'm going to go back in history. Talked about the 2 rookie corners. Jerry Glanville told me years ago when he was coaching the Falcons, rookie defensive backs in the NFL have flashing yellow lights on their helmets that only quarterbacks can see. And they say, I see you, and I love you.
And I'm going to find you.
Right.
I'm wondering, though, unless Jerry Glanville said, unless it's Deion Sanders.
That's true. That's true. 2nd and 4. Quick hitter Singletary left side. Spun around and dropped shy of the first down. He looked like he had a crease just off left tackle, but that was Alubi who came up and made the stop. So now you got another 3rd short here, 3rd and less than a yard for Houston. They lead 7-3, 4:43 clock ticking, first quarter.
Yeah, going back to that 2nd down play, one of the things that's so impressive about C.J. Stroud is when he throws those speed out routes, Bill, he throws the ball to the outside where only his receiver can catch the ball. He's so accurate throwing the ball on those routes.
3rd down, Singletary with the handoff, not going to get it. Stuffed right behind the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by the Colts up front. Speed was there, number 45, and a lot of other blue jerseys, including the man who leads the NFL in tackles, Zaire Franklin.
Well, one of the reasons why this Colts defense has been so disruptive this year is their defensive tackles do an excellent job, like you mentioned, Bill, creating that penetration up front. I believe that was Grover Stewart was taking on a double team, but still ends up splitting those two, gets in the backfield, forces Singletary to stop his feet, and once you do that with this attacking linebacker core, they're going to come in and make a play.
Downs is back deep. Cameron Johnston will punt. He averaged 47 a kick this year. He'll get it away from right to left. Good snap. Colts trying to set up a return. This is end over end. Downs fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line. When we come back, Indianapolis ball. That punt traveled 44 yards. 3:31 to go, first quarter. Houston 7, Indianapolis 3. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, go to Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The venue's set. Families coming in from all over. It's their quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Learn about a vaccine option and book this season's updated COVID-19 shot today at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
What companies deserve your hard-earned dollar? Which would you want to work for? How can you know if they share your values? Just ask us. Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks who really means business in supporting workers, customers, communities, the environment, and shareholders. We measure progress, track success, and help them be better. When you see the Just Capital seal, you know what's real, because just business is better business. Visit justcapital.com to learn who makes your dollar count.
From now until Super Bowl 58, stream the NFL on Westwood One for free, sponsored by AutoZone. You can listen to our broadcast of the NFL live on WestwoodOneSports.com, on the NFL app by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports, or on our affiliate stations' digital platforms. Make AutoZone your end zone. Check engine light on, get it checked with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply. Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley, and the rest of our Westwood One crew, delighted you're with us on this Saturday night in Indianapolis. The visiting Texans 7, the hometown Colts 3, 3:31 to go here in the first quarter. And the winner of this game will head to the AFC playoffs. We're not sure, Derek, just what the winner of this game will end up being. They could win the division, the AFC South, if Jacksonville loses. They could be a 6 or 7 seed. We'll find out by the end of tomorrow. Colts at their 14, moving left to right. Minshew out of the gun. Taylor the running back. He's got it. Trying to find something left. Cuts back right. Still going 20. Breaks the tackle. And he carries a couple of tacklers across the 25 to the 27. Christian Harris finally had to bring him down with some help. That was a 13-yard run for Jonathan Taylor.
Bill, I read a quote this week from Matt Burke, who's the defensive coordinator for Houston, and I'll get back to that just a second as Indianapolis goes quickly here.
Minshew has him at the line. Still plenty of time on the play clock. We're down to 18 seconds. He's changing things. Taylor now shifts to the right of Minshew, who works out of the shotgun. Double wides near side right. Minshew deep drop, look out, throws crossing route, and he can't find Alec Pierce. I think he heard footsteps. It was a defender bearing down on him. That was Sanders. Coming from the corner, from the blind side, will be second down and 10.
Yeah, Matt Burke said about Jonathan Taylor, he's probably one of the most patient backs that we've seen in a while. You think you have him bottled up, and he'll squirt out and make a play. The reason why I say that, the first down run from Jonathan Taylor was a classic example of that. The patience that he used looked like he was bottled up on the left-hand side, and then he finds a little crease, gets upfield, and he picks up a first down.
Second and 10, Colts at their 27. Minshew, play action fake. There's another slant, and it is dropped. This time to the tight end, Will Mallory, intended receiver. And it's going to be third down and 10 yards to go. A reminder, you can watch NFL Network and Westwood One announcers Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern on NFL Game Day morning, only on NFL Network.
Previous pass from Minshew thrown a little bit behind his tight end, Will Mallory, and that just gives the defensive player a chance to make a play on the ball. Houston Carson there to knock that ball loose.
Now third down and 10. Colts are 0 for 2 in third down conversions. Play clock to 4. Minshew changing the call. Down to 1. Got to get it off. Just got it off. Minshew to throw. Sidesteps the rush. Downfield it goes for Pierce, and he overshoots him by about 3 or 4 yards. Way down at the Houston 25-yard line. But again, Derek, was the pressure.
Holding. Offense number 72. Penalties declined. Result of play. Fourth down.
That's on Braden Smith, the right tackle. Again, Minshew feeling the heat, and that's why he couldn't connect.
Yeah, well, Houston walked up a couple of extra defenders on the line of scrimmage, and so right at the last second, he was trying to bring his tight end in so he could get one extra player in protection, but the blitz that they end up bringing, they still actually only bring 5, but all the guys to the line of scrimmage created confusion for the offensive line on who's going to block who. They're still able to get free. Takes a shot downfield, but overthrows his intended receiver by a couple of yards.
Sanchez will punt. Desmond King awaiting at the 25. Inu with the right leg. Nice kick. Far side of the field. Fielded there by King. Makes a man miss at the 25. Still going 30. Breaks another tackle. I think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds just past the 35-yard line. Let's see where they mark this. Let's make it the 30. Oh, they'll make it the 35-yard line. 52 on the punt. 15 on the return. 2:29 left. First quarter, 7-3 Houston on top of Indianapolis. Later on, we'll select the defender of the game. Sponsored by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Singletary of the running back as C.J. Stroud works out of the shotgun. First down and 10 from his 35. Lots of time. Deep downfield. Oh, and he had a wide open Schultz. Dalton Schultz had about 3 steps on the linebacker down that way and just flat out missed him. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he saw him a little bit late, and that was Schultz that was matched up against Ronnie Harrison. We just talked about him playing the safety position, but he ends up flexing out on the tight end, Dalton Schultz, and that's one of those that you don't normally see C.J. Stroud miss. That could have been another really big play for this Texans offense. Ball slightly overthrown.
I'll tell you what, these Colts fans, when Stroud drops back deep now, they're holding their breath. He already has a 75-yard touchdown pass. 2nd and 10 from his own 35. Stroud, quick, Collins to catch, and barrels over his tackler along the far sideline. That was one of those rookie Juju Brents who grew up here in Indianapolis, went to high school here. That's a first down. I gave it 12.
Yeah, one thing to note here, too, from a game planning perspective for Houston, they're without a couple of their wide receivers in this game plan. Noah Brown is out with a back injury. He played last week. Robert Woods, he's been battling a hip injury. He's inactive as well tonight, so they're having to kind of mix and match what they're going to do with their wide receivers. Nico Collins in, but having to bring some tight ends in the mix as well.
First down and 10. Houston at their 47. Hand off to Singletary. Goes off left tackle. And not much, maybe a yard to the 48. When these teams played in the second week of the season, Damian Pierce was the lead running back, but Singletary eventually took over as the guy who's getting most of the reps, 192 carries, 835 yards. Coming into the game tonight, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's really kind of taken over and provided that spark here the second half of the season. How about 627 of his 835 yards have come since week 10 over the past 8 weeks. 3rd most in the NFL in that span, just behind McCaffrey and Kyron Williams, 1-2 in the NFL in rushing.
And off Singletary, turns it back left after he was trying to stretch it right. Nice little cutback, gets across the 50 to the Colt 49-yard line. Still be 3rd down and about 6 coming up. That was Nick Cross who made the tackle. This is a Colts defense that hasn't been great. 83 explosive plays. What are explosive plays? 16 yards or more. They already gave up 75-yard touchdown pass. But they're opportunistic, 49 sacks, 15 interceptions.
Yeah, and this is an area where the running play from Singletary puts him back into a much more third and manageable here. So you got almost your entire playbook here for C.J. Stroud to continue this drive.
Ogunbowale in the backfield now. I think we had a false start. That's going to be on Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil, the left tackle. And the crowd became a factor.
False start. Officer number 78. Hard penalty. Third down.
Laramie Tunsil, 8th-year Ole Miss, going back to the Pro Bowl. Why not? What an outstanding career he's had. You got a rookie, Juice Scruggs, at left guard, Michael Dieters, the center, Shaq Mason, George Fant on the right side of that offensive line. An offensive line that has had a plethora of injuries.
Bunch of injuries up front as well. Juice Scruggs has had to take over because of some injuries that happened earlier in the season at that left guard position.
All right, 3rd down, long 10 from the 46. Stroud deep drop, fires. There's Collins open at the 50, trying to dive for the first down. He's shy by a good 3 or 4 yards. To the 46 of the Colts. E.J. Speed on the stop, and that should take us to the end of this first quarter. And what will Houston do on 4th down and 4? We will find out. End of the first quarter. Houston 7, Indianapolis 3. Listening to the NFL on Westwood.
Wager at BetMGM to earn BetMGM rewards points that can be redeemed for online credits. You can also redeem your points at MGM Resorts nationwide. Play, earn, and enjoy with BetMGM Rewards. Please gamble responsibly. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. All promotions subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. Bonus bets expire in 7 days from issuance. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Massachusetts, call 1-800-327-5050. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Iowa, call 1-800-BETS-OFF. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help in Michigan. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Selling online is a lot like football. You need guts. You need stamina. You need conversion. Touchdown! And Shopify is the best converting checkout on the planet. Now, we're not just talking 2-point conversions. Shopify's checkout converts up to 36% better than other leading e-commerce platforms. So whether you're just starting out or scaling up, score more sales with Shopify. Start your $1 a month trial today at shopify.com/touchdown.
Join us tomorrow afternoon, January 7th, for the FCS Football Championship game between the top-ranked and undefeated South Dakota State Jackrabbits and the second-ranked Montana Grizzlies. Ted Emmerich, Ryan Leaf, and Taylor Davis have all the action for you live from Frisco, Texas, beginning at 1:30 Eastern. For more details or to listen to the live stream for free, visit WestwoodOneSports.com. If it's the FCS Championship game, it's on Westwood One. Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley, the rest of our Westwood One crew in Indianapolis. Winner of this game between the Colts and Texans gets to the AFC playoffs. The loser's done. And through the first quarter, 7-3 Houston. Stat through the first quarter, Houston ran 12 plays for 117 yards, 75 came on the touchdown pass on their first play from scrimmage. 17 rush yards of the 117. The Colts 17 plays, 72 yards. Colts had the ball for a couple more minutes, but down on the scoreboard. So Houston will punt and a 4th down and long 3 at the Colt 46. Downs back deep, end over end kick. They got a defender to wait back there, downs it at the 1-yard line. My goodness, that's a heck of a play. D'Angelo Ross was waiting for that punt from Cameron Johnson to come down inside the 5, and he downed it at the 1. Let's pause 10 seconds. First station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for the National Football League.
WFAN, WFAN-FM, WFAN-FM HD1, New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Colts will start after that 45-yard punt at the 1-yard line. Moving now right to left in the home. Royal blue jerseys, white pants, white numerals, white helmets. The horseshoe logo. Houston in white with the dark blue pants, red numerals, blue helmets. Oh, we got one of the big boys on the defensive side jumping offside. I think that was Tart.
Houston's on infraction. Defense number 97.
Indeed it was.
Still first down.
The voice of Bill Vinovich, our referee tonight. Well, Derek, right away a break for Indianapolis. They were stuck at their own 1, now it's at 6.
Yeah, and by the way, they had a big man report, legally reported Josh Sills on that last play. Okay, now he comes right off the field because they get exactly what they wanted with a neutral zone infraction. Gives them a little bit of breathing room back deep in their own territory.
Taylor the running back, and now Minshew 1st and 5 from his own 6. As Downs goes in motion right. Taylor the handoff going right, tripped over one of the blockers ahead of him, falling forward to about the 9-yard line, gain of 3. So second down, that was Heinisch on the stop. Taylor did not play in the first meeting when these two teams battled back in the second week of the season on September the 17th. He was on the PUP list. There was a contract hassle, finally signed him, then he had an injury to work through. So he has been limited this year, but getting a lot of work tonight. Second and a couple, the ball at the 9. Taylor again gets the call. Up the middle he goes. Got the first down at the 10. He got a few more. Running right up the gut. Just shy of the 15-yard line. Give him 6, and that's a Colts first down. Christian Harris on the stop.
Yeah, 2 5-yard penalties kind of hurting Houston here. First, it was the false start by Laramie Tunsil, ended up backing up the offense. And maybe if they don't have that false start, they pick up the first down on the completion to Nico Collins. Instead, they punt. They get a great job backing up Indianapolis on their own 1-yard line, but then the neutral zone infraction gives them a free 5 yards. Now, Colts with a first down, getting out of their own shadow of the end zone.
At the 14, Taylor again trying to find something between center and left guard. And there's a nice little push forward up to the 18-yard line, a pickup of 3. And he got shoved back. The fans wanted some kind of personal foul on Houston. That's not happening. It'll be second down and 7 from the 18-yard line. So Minshew right now, 3 of 8, 21 yards throwing the football. He came into this game for the season, 3,164 yards, 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Quarterback rating of 85.3. 12:57 to go in the half. Texans 7, Colts 3. Minshew will drop back to throw. Little swing screen to Taylor at the 20-yard line, and then finally weaves through some traffic near left sideline. Perryman makes the stop. He got 5 to the 23. So a manageable third down, a couple coming up for the Colts as they try to drive from a starting point of the 1-yard line.
Yeah, this is a situation where Shane Steichen wants to run the football. The way that Jonathan Taylor's been running the ball, you can hear on 3rd and short. Looks like about 1.5 yards. Looks like it's shy of 2 yards. You got a lot of options as a play caller here to keep this drive alive.
Pearson Pittman out far side right, Downs near side left. Shotgun for Minshew. Now Downs comes in motion behind the quarterback. They'll give it to Taylor. He ran into Downs for a second. That play was just never going to work. And he is stopped shy of the first down. Maybe no gain on the play. And they'll have to send the punting unit on. Derek, that was just one of those things. They brought Downs back in the backfield, and he and Jonathan Taylor basically bumped into each other.
Yeah, and now that I look at the replay, I'm just not quite sure. I love the play design on that because, as you mentioned, Josh Downs, he was the right side of Gardner Minshew, and then he was supposed to block the end man on the line of scrimmage on the left. So they almost had to kind of do an X. And I don't like him doing that block coming out of motion because his feet weren't set when the ball was snapped. That's the reason why him and Taylor ended up running into each other.
Sanchez will punt from right to left. Nice kick, backpedaling King all the way back to his 16. Now he's going to start upfield, far left sideline. Breaks a tackle at the 25. Still going. And a nice return up to the 30-yard line. That punt traveled 61 yards. The return was 13. Alubi on the tackle. Timeout, 11:11 to go. First half, Texans 7, Colts 3. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
My car!
But what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois. With savings at the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking. With top brand appliances like a GE Profile refrigerator with convenient features like a built-in dual dispense autofill pitcher. Plus, with seamless shopping in-store and online, everything you need for your kitchen is just a click away. Get up to $800 off select kitchen appliances from top brands like GE Profile at the Home Depot. Pricing valid January 4 through 24. Gas ranges and dryers extra. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
So you're in the middle of a kitchen update, and you can't tell if that's a faucet stem or a flange. With the Home Depot app, doing doesn't miss a beat. It'll find what you need in a snap, and it'll show you how to find it in store with a tap. Or get it delivered free. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
Life can be tough, and sometimes it's hard to find someone who will listen.
But we want you to know there's always someone you can turn to, day or night. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is completely confidential and here for you 24/7 every day of the year. You don't have to struggle alone. Call 988 and let us help. We're here ready to listen because your life matters. Call or text 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org/chat. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Lucas Oil Stadium. Huddle up with Grainger to get more done. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by one of over 250 branch locations. 11:11 to go. First half, Houston 7 and Indianapolis 3. If you're just joining us, the Colts marched down on their opening possession, got a field goal. Houston got the ball at their 25, and C.J. Stroud on the first play hit Nico Collins for a 75-yard touchdown. And that's why we're here after the extra point. Good 7-3, Houston. Backs in the eye, Singletary the call, had a hole, but then it closed quickly as he got to the 31-yard line. Sagunalubi in on the stop.
It looked promising from the start. They had Andrew Beck, the fullback, coming around the corner. Was a counter look. So they're using a man scheme up front and bringing Andrew Beck around the corner. He squares up one of the Colts defenders. But as you mentioned, Alubi sees it, reads the play design happening on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and knifes through to make the tackle.
Second down and 9. Houston at their 31 moving left to right. Stroud's got it in his hands. Quick toss to the near sideline. Mechie's got it at the 35. Tackled. Good solo stop in the secondary by Kenny Moore. Back from a back injury. Didn't play last week against Las Vegas. A short gain of 5. Third down 4. Coming up for Houston with 10:16 left in the half.
Talked a little bit about the wide receivers and the injuries for the Houston Texans, and Mechie's one of those guys you think is going to have to step up a little bit in this game tonight. Second-round pick by the Texans last year, of course, had his battle with leukemia and just got the Ed Block Courage Award from the Texans for his courageous battle last year.
Ogunbowale in at the running back spot, but back to throw is Stroud. Has time over the middle. It goes. It's caught. Schultz makes the catch, and that's going to be a first down. Right to that marker at the 40 and just across. So well done on that pass play. Dalton Schultz had a really good season. 593 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. Battled back from a hamstring a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's that security blanket that I talked about in my keys to the game. Is Dalton Schultz just running a spot route right over the middle of that offensive line, about 5 yards downfield, showing his numbers to the quarterback and knows exactly what he needs to turn and pick up the first down.
First down and 10, play action fake to Singletary. Here's the toss, far sideline, incomplete, and Schultz the intended receiver that time, but Zaire Franklin, mentioned he leads the NFL in tackles at 170 coming into the game. In fact, he broke his own team single-season record for tackles. It'll be second and 10.
Yeah, comes into this game just 2 ahead of Bobby Wagner. He sits right behind him at 168 tackles, but that time in coverage against the tight end Dalton Schultz. Right arm wrapped around the waist, but doesn't interfere with the catch, and has a couple of words to say to Dalton Schultz when they get up off the ground.
Second and 10, Houston at their 41. Singletary on a delay, up the middle he goes, and followed his center, Michael Dieter. Shaq Mason, the right guard, found some room up to the 44. Gain of 3. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on CBS tomorrow when the Chicago Bears meet the Green Bay Packers. Check your local listings for more details. Catch the NFL on CBS. Now third down, Houston at their 44. They need 6. Ogunbowale back in at the running back spot. He'll stand to the right of C.J. Stroud. Stroud is 6 of 8 for 110 yards. He's got it. Little slant over the middle, and it is caught. And I don't know if they got the first down. Hutchinson, the rookie, is going to be marked about a half a yard shy. They're going to spot it right at the 50. Kenny Moore came up and gave him a shot. And now what does Houston do? 4th and inches. Looks like they're going to go. And let's see if they try to draw them offside. They quickly to the line, no substitutions. Stroud under center. And now we've got a false starts against Houston. Wow.
I think there's going to be a flinch from Laramie Tunsil on the left side.
False start. Officer number 78. 5-yard penalty. No fourth down.
And that's his second 5-yard penalty of the game.
Both times kind of killing drives a little bit. This one not as noticeable as the last one, but I saw it as well. And then Tyquan Lewis, who was lined up right over the top of him, immediately started pointing. They end up calling him. So second false start kind of costing him an opportunity of the first down.
So now Houston will punt. Because it sure looked like they were going. I don't think they were trying to draw anybody offside. Punt from left to right. Far side of the field, that goes out of bounds, maybe inside the 10. Side judge comes up and says, mark it at the 11-yard line. So the punt traveled 44 yards, 7:51 to go first half. Colts ball when we come back. Houston 7, Indianapolis 3. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood 1.
The venue set. Families coming in from all over. It's their quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Learn about a vaccine option and book this season's updated COVID-19 shot today at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg or cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
You can catch the Rich Eisen Show every weekday from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time on many of these stations. And be sure to look out for 2 new podcasts from Rich Eisen Podcast. All the NFL hot takes you can handle on Overreaction Monday. And each Tuesday, download What the Football with Susie Schuster and former Raiders CEO Amy Trask. Get them wherever you get your podcasts. Bill Brzezinski, Derek Rackley, the rest of our Westwood One crew in Indianapolis. Brian Dansell is producing this evening. Jane Koenig is our statistician. Kevin Messenger is spotting. Jake Robinson, our engineer, and Scott Graham is back in the studio. Colts will start at their 11. They trail 7-3. And it looks like we're going to get a look at Zach Moss in the ball game. It has been mostly Jonathan Taylor. Moss got hurt. He got a horse collar tackling in the Pittsburgh game here a few weeks ago and missed some time with a forearm injury. He did not play last week. Trey Sermon is a scratch tonight as far as a running back is concerned. So, Derek, your thoughts on what we've seen so far here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking back at it. Both offenses got off to a really good start. Colts with an 11-play, 56-yard drive that ended up in a field goal. And then, of course, the Texans with a one-play, 75-yard drive for a touchdown. Since that point, though, a total of 94 yards combined between these two teams and 6 punts. So the defenses have really kind of settled in and found their groove.
And Jim will work out of the shotgun, moving right to left from his own 11. 2 wides near side, left, 1 to the right. He's got it. Looks downfield, throws downfield, and it's dropped. In and out of the hands of the tight end. That was Mo Alley Cox. We have also learned that, is it Granson that's out for the game now? I believe Kylan Granson. Oh, it's Mallory, excuse me. Will Mallory has a hamstring injury, and he is done for this game, out for Indianapolis.
Well, Minshew throws that ball. He just goes right over the top of Christian Harris. And it was a pretty good throw into the hands of Mo Alley Cox, but he got some contact right when he was trying to catch the football, and it got knocked loose.
Moss remains the running back, standing to Minshew's left. Same formation again, 2 receivers near side left, 1 to the right. Moss up the middle, a nice little hole, and Zach Moss takes it to the 17-yard line, pick up a 6. Blake Cashman on the stop when these teams played back in the second week of September. Moss had 88 yards on the ground against the Texans, as I mentioned before. Taylor was out. Moss has now left the game. Taylor and Goodson are in on a 3rd down and 4. Colts at their 16-yard line. 4-man front for Houston. See if they bring some heat. Now they rush 4. There's a screen out near side right. Taylor avoids 1 tackle. Taylor trying to fight upfield to get the first down, and he is stopped at the 19. 2 yards shy. Christian Harris made the tackle, and once again the Colts have to punt the football away.
Thought maybe they might end up throwing a flag on Braden Smith, the right tackle. Looked like he held and just kind of hip-tossed one of the defenders down to the ground as they were trying to set up the screen right behind him. But again, that defense for Houston continues to just kind of buckle down and find a way to get stops. That's the improvement that head coach DeMeco Ryans brought to this organization.
Here's the punt. It's away by Sanchez. Back deep is King. He's got it at his 31. Far sideline 40, and then runs out of bounds to safety on that Houston sideline. And they're running about the 43-yard line. The punt was 50. The return was 12. Timeout, 6:23 to go in the half. Still, Texans 7, Colts 3. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Don't miss out on limited-time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Welcome back to the NFL on Westwood One. It's time for another memorable moment in football history. Sponsored by Colts.
So for the Colts on this 2nd and 10, they have 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. The running back offset to the left of Lutz is Mack. Andrews back to pass, he fires to the pylon left side. It is caught for the touchdown by Dontrell Inman. Inman beats Sharice Wright, the backup corner, on a pass to the front pylon. And the Colts are stunning this crowd. Indianapolis 20, Houston nothing.
Mike Tirico with the call right here on Westwood One. Colts quarterback Andrew Luck ripped the hearts out of Texans fans, but Indianapolis defeated Houston 21-7 in the 2018 wild card round of the playoffs. The NFL's comeback player of the year threw 2 touchdown passes, and Marlon Mack ran for 148 yards and a touchdown in the only ever postseason meeting between the two franchises. Only a year removed from a shoulder injury that cost Luck the entire 2017 season. He started for the Colts in 2018, throwing for 39 touchdowns, over 4,500 yards during the regular season. But that win against Houston in the playoffs turned out to be the last one of his career. Indianapolis lost in the division round to Kansas City the following week, and then Luck shocked the football world by announcing his retirement the following preseason at the age of 29. That's tonight's memorable moment in football history, sponsored by Kohl's. It's a new season at Kohl's. Find fresh everyday styles for you and your home at great prices. Shop Kohl's and Kohl's.com today. I'm still shocked that Andrew Luck retired.
Exactly. Me too.
It is. And there was always those, little rumors, maybe he's going to come back, but that has never materialized. Houston will start at their 43, first down and 10. They lead the Colts 7-3. Here's a pitch, Singletary trying to turn the corner near right side and does. And Singletary takes it up near midfield. And that's a run of 7 yards on first down. Harrison and Aluvi combined on the stop. And Derek, a lot of this game is about field position. And Houston, again, great field position to start. The last 3 Colts drives have started at their 14, their 1, and their 11.
Yeah, remember, the Texans had that opportunity when it was like 4th and 4 right at the quarter break there, and they decided to punt it, which I actually thought was the right decision. I think in this game, when you get an early lead and you're playing on the road, you got a chance to play field position. They executed perfectly and pinned Indy deep in their own territory.
Second down, play action fake by Stroud. Lots of time in the pocket. Flips it out in the flat, and that's caught by Eric Siebert, the tight end. Alubi on the stop. And a gain up to the 45. That's going to be a first down. Pick up a 5.
He was looking deep downfield, trying to find another one of those explosive plays, but he makes the right read and comes off it. Doesn't throw this ball into tight coverage and risk a turnover. Instead, knows where his check down is, finds his tight end coming across the formation, and at least just picks up the first down to keep the drive moving.
1st and 10 at the 45. Houston in Indianapolis territory, moving left to right. Here's Singletary again. Right up the gut he goes. Inside the 40. Down to the 39-yard line. Malubi again on the stop. That's a nice gain of 6. So the clock continues to run. We're inside 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. The score remains Houston 7, Indianapolis 3, and the winner of this game is in the AFC playoffs. The loser is done. Singletary again the setback. Stroud will work under his center, Michael Dieter. Pitch to Singletary, turning the right side, cuts back left, trying to get the first down, not going to get there. He goes to the 37. That's a pickup of 2 yards. So that'll be 3rd down and 2 coming up for Houston. This drive started at their own 43. We're now 4:14, clock ticking, time remaining, first half.
A little 22 personnel action on that last play with 2 backs in the game, one of those being the fullback, Andrew Beck, couple of tight ends as well. A pretty good move there. And Singletary looked like he was going to get stopped for a tackle for loss. At least finds a way to get north and south, 3rd and short here for Houston.
They're 2 of 5 in 3rd down conversions. 3rd and 2. Here's a quick out, far left side. Collins breaks a tackle at the 40, to the 30, to the 20, down the near sideline, fighting, and finally steps out of bounds inside the 10. Wow, wide open, Nico Collins. Another big play. That's 30 yards on that hookup, and it's going to be 1st down and goal for Houston, and they mark it at the 8-yard line.
Well, it's that quick screen to the outside, and for that to work, you've got to get the first block by your wide receiver. And Xavier Hutchinson, number 19, does just that. He gets the block at the line of scrimmage that allows Nico Collins to get that full head of steam to get upfield. And then how about the putting down his shoulder and running through one of the defenders inside the 10-yard line?
Yeah, that was Jalen Jones, the rookie corner. Singletary at the setback, takes the pitch, turns it outside left, breaks a tackle at the 5, and then tripped and dropped out around the 4-yard line. E.J. Speed will get credit for the stop. And here's where this Colts defense really needs to keep Houston out of the end zone. We're inside 3 minutes to go in the first half, and Houston with a 7-3 lead.
Yeah, by the way, Nico Collins now 5 catches, 129 yards already in the first half, and a touchdown. It's now his 5th game over 100 yards this year. Talked about it in the open, having a career year. Coming into the game, 1,102 yards, now over 1,200 yards on the season.
Yeah, he had 7 for 146 in the first meeting between these two teams. 2nd and goal, Houston moving left to right at the 4 of Indy. And a little delay, and Singletary breaks a tackle, still going. What a nice run. Boy, it looked like they had stuffed at the line of scrimmage. He squirmed to his left, down to the 2, 3rd and goal.
Huge play here for Houston. You got a chance to go up 14-3 as the visitor and really kind of put some pressure on Indianapolis. Yes, there's still plenty of time. Houston going quickly here.
And go down to the 2-minute warning if they want. Stroud under center, and we have reached the 2-minute warning in Indianapolis. Our score, Houston 7, the Colts 3. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood 1.
Small business owners, we know tackling your to-do list can sometimes feel like going 12 rounds against a heavyweight champ. Except that heavyweight's gloves are made of something hard, like diamonds. So when a new to-do pops up, you're like, I can't. I'm boxing my diamond boxing glove-wearing heavyweight champ of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy with over 30 customizable coverage options, so you can finally land a knockout blow. See if you can save on business insurance in as little as 6 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insured.
The venue set. Families coming in from all over. It's their quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Learn about a vaccine option and book this season's updated COVID-19 shot today at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We all love to follow the pros. And when it comes to selling online, the pros trust Shopify. New Era, Allbirds, Untuckit, Skims, even Mattel. They all sell with Shopify because Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. And it's not just the big brands. Millions of businesses are boosting their sales with the same legendary Shopify checkout. Start selling like the pros and sell with Shopify. Start your $1 a month trial today at shopify.com/touchdown.
A reminder to stay with us for the Westwood One NFL Halftime Report, sponsored by Wendy's. Scott Graham will recap Game 1 of our doubleheader. That's coming up on the Wendy's Halftime Report. Wendy's breakfast, 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles. They're here. Limited time only during breakfast hours. Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley, the rest of our Westwood One crew. 2 minutes to go in the half. Houston 7, the Colts 3. Winner goes to the AFC playoffs. The loser gets out the golf clubs. All right, Derek, 3rd and goal from the 2. What do you got?
Yeah, I got 2 options here. I like play fake in the backfield on either one, with one of them being either a tight end or a wide receiver going right down the middle of the field in the back of the end zone up over the top of the linebackers, or use that same play fake and try to outflank the defense running a quick speed out to the wide side of the field. The ball's on the left hash, so it would go out to the right side. Generally, you want to load up the right side, get some confusion going on with receivers running across the field, and see if you can outflank the defense. Those are my 2 best options.
And here we go, as the Texans break the huddle moving left to right. They're at the 2-yard line, just inside it, in Colts territory. Stroud will work out of the gun. Singletary off to his right. Stroud wants to throw. Quick toss over the middle, wide open, touchdown! Andrew Beck, the fullback. There wasn't a Colt jersey within 15 yards. Somebody lost the fullback, and it's a touchdown for the Texans.
Well, I was started looking over on the right-hand side. I want to see this replay. They're going to show it right now. I'm wondering if there was a pick. No, there wasn't any kind of pick here. It was a miscommunication between 2 Colts defenders. Nobody ends up going with Andrew Beck in the back middle part of the end zone. He just runs like a little post route, and nobody picks him up. Just a complete breakdown in coverage by the Colts.
And now Fairbairn with the extra point. It is up. It is good. Well, they stunned this Indianapolis home crowd on their first play from scrimmage. A 75-yard touchdown pass from Stroud to Nico Collins. And they've quieted him down even more now with that touchdown. A drive that started with 6:23 to go in the half. It ends with a 2-yard touchdown pass. C.J. Stroud to Andrew Beck. And Beck has been banged up. He didn't play last week against Tennessee because of a calf injury. And that for him will be his 2nd touchdown catch of the season. 1:57 to go, and all of a sudden it's 14-3. Houston, the scoring drive, 8 plays, 57 yards, 2 third-down conversions. The drive took 4 minutes and 26 seconds.
Key play on the drive, obviously that quick screen out to the perimeter to Nico Collins. Excellent block out on the perimeter by Xavier Hutchinson. Gets him upfield, using some physicality as he gets down inside the 10-yard line, and then the execution to get the touchdown on the board when you have that opportunity as the Texans take a 14-3 lead. So Colts will get the ball here maybe to end the first half, but remember, because the Texans won the toss and deferred, they'll get the ball to start the 3rd quarter as well.
All right, here comes the kickoff from left to right. 1:57 remaining. The Colts have all 3 timeouts. That kickoff will not be returned. They'll take over at their 25. A reminder that tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern, it's Sunday Night Football on many of these same stations. Ryan Radke and Mike Golick will have all the excitement from Hard Rock Stadium as the Miami Dolphins host the Buffalo Bills. Log on to WestwoodOneSports.com for more details or to listen to the live stream for free. If it's Sunday Night Football, it's on Westwood One. Now here we go with Minshew and company, and it's been quite a struggle. 5 of 11 throwing the rock for 29 yards. Taylor takes the handoff. Up the middle he goes to the 30. Breaks the tackle, still going 35. And a good run and a first down. A pick up at 10. Blake Cashman on the stop.
As a footwork in the hole by Jonathan Taylor, making Christian Harris miss. He's able to get the first down as the Colts trying to go a little tempo here at the end of the first half.
First and 10 from their 35. Minshew back to throw. Avoids the sack. Scrambles far side right. Hoists it downfield. And a diving grab by Josh Downs. And now the officials are looking at this saying maybe incomplete. The clock is still running. Oh, they're going to say complete. At the 40, the gain of 16 to the Houston 48. Now we got mass substitutions. Minshew back to throw over the middle, caught by Jonathan Taylor, and stopped at the 46. How is that not too many men on the field?
No, I think it is. There is one flag on the sideline in the white. It's hard to see, but they probably had 13 on the field as Houston was not able to get the substitution in as Indianapolis was going quick after the completion to Josh Downs, which I saw a replay.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Which I did see a replay right before they ran the play, and Josh Downs did have both of his hands underneath the football. Houston not able to get off the field, so a free 5 yards here. Big-time drive as it gets off to a good start here for Gardner Minshew and company. Can they put a touchdown on the board and cut this thing down to a 14-10 game?
So the 5-yard penalty marks it at the 44 of Houston. Colts move right to left. It is first down and 5. 1:04 left in the half. They have all 3 of their timeouts. Double wide deep side. Singletary off to the left of Minshew. Minshew's got it in his hands. Back to throw. Look out. Wants the sack again. Shovels it forward. Flag on the play. The ball is loose on the ground. They finally blow it dead. I believe this will be an incomplete pass. But what's the flag for?
Illegal contact. Defense number 5. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So that's on Jalen Petrie. So another penalty against Houston.
Will Anderson Jr., number 51, the rookie that's got 7 sacks this year, nearly got to Gardner Minshew. That's what forced him to step up in the pocket, and he just tries to shovel this ball to get rid of it. But it's Jalen Petrie going up against Kylan Granson downfield after 5 yards, grabbing onto him. Another penalty by Houston gives the Colts a first down.
So the ball at the 39. They're moving right to left. Taylor back in at running back, off to the left of Minshew. 59 seconds to go in the half. The Colts still have their 3 timeouts. Now a whistle. False start against the Colts.
False start. Offense number 11. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And that's on Michael Pittman.
Pittman was lined up over near the Houston Texans sideline, and as soon as he flinched, D'Amico Ryans went running to the official because he saw it out the corner of his eye. They were able to get the penalty on the little flinch move by Michael Pittman.
Now first and 15 now for Indianapolis at the 44 of Houston. Minshew's got it in his hands. 4-man rush, has time down the far side of the field for Pittman, but no chance to catch that. High and wide. It'll be second and 15.
Yeah, that's a cover 2 look from Houston where the corner basically just lets the receiver go past him because he knows he has safety help over the top, and that was Jalen Petrie who got called for the penalty. He was the safety over on that side. If you're going to throw that little soft spot of the cover 2, that ball's got to get up and down immediately. Derek Stingley was the corner. Good communication by those 2 playing cover 2.
So second and 15. Colts at the 44 of Houston. Minshew again, double wide deep side. Looking left, pumps left, now throws deep down the near left sideline for Mo Alley Cox. And he can't get it down around the 5-yard line. Again, he had a step on the defender. That was Steven Nelson, the right corner. So the Colts miss a big play there, and it's going to be third and 15.
Yeah, I mean, they had it. The route worked. It was a double move from Mo Alley Cox, the tight end, who's lined up as a wide receiver. But the problem is he's going up against a corner, so Nelson's got the speed to recover. But Mo Alley Cox just not enough speed to kind of put it into 5th gear to run up and catch that football as it kind of sails about a half a yard past his fingertips.
Third and 15, so big play here with 48 seconds to go in the half. At the 44, they're just going to run it to Taylor, to the 40, still going, 35, nice little push to the 34, and that puts them in field goal range. And now who's calling timeout? Houston, because they want the ball back. And the Colts will send the field goal unit on here because it's going to be 4th down and 5.
Well, at least the run there from Taylor gets them back into a position to where they can put some points on the board. Ball spotted at the 34.
I was watching Matt Gay in warm-ups. He was good from 60.
Yeah, I was watching him as well. He took 2 of them from 61, and one of them was wide left, one of them was good, but he had plenty of leg on both of them. Obviously, indoors, roof closed, on the artificial surface. No conditions here to affect the football. Just as long as he doesn't drive this ball too low to where it gets blocked, he'll have plenty of leg.
Yeah, this is a chip shot, right? 52? If you're making them from 61. Kicking right to left. Sanchez the holder. Long snapper Luke Rhodes. From 52 yards out. Into it with the right leg. Plenty of leg on this one. That's right down the pipe. Well done. And the Colts get 3. Hoping for 7, but at least they add to the total with that field goal. Barbasol makes a donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol, the trusted choice for a close, comfortable shave. Close Shave America. Close Shave Barbasol. So it's now Houston 14, Indianapolis 6. But 35 seconds to go. Houston has 2 timeouts, and that's a lot of time for C.J. Stroud.
Absolutely, especially the way that he throws the ball downfield. So interesting to see how DeMeco Ryans and his offensive coordinator, Bobby Slowick, approach this. Knowing that they're going to receive the opening kick of the third quarter. Do they play aggressive here, or do they just see what happens on first down? See if they can pop one on first down and let that make the decision with 2 timeouts left. Maybe you can still get into field goal range and answer the 3 points that was just put on the board by the Colts.
So Damian Pierce is back deep to our left. Gay will kick off for the Colts. 35 seconds to go in the half. Houston has 2 timeouts, and they have a 14-6 lead, and they get the ball to start the third quarter. Gay is into this one, and that'll go 5 yards deep. So now here comes C.J. Stroud and company with 35 seconds to go in the half. 2 timeouts. They'll start at their 25, moving left to right. Scoring drive, 6 plays, 41 yards, aided by a couple of Houston penalties. It ends with a Matt Gay 52-yard field goal. The drive took 1 minute and 22 seconds. Singletary is the running back. Stroud is 10 of 12, 151 yards. And we have a whistle right before the snap.
False start. Offense number 19. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And that's on the rookie Xavier Hutchinson out of Iowa State. Pushes the ball back to the 20. That's 7 penalties against Houston. And I'm looking at 3 false starts. And 12 men on the field for a penalty.
I've also seen 2 false starts by wide receivers.
Yeah.
One by Hutchinson, one by Pittman. Those are the ones that frustrate coaching staff because the wide receivers are supposed to be watching the ball.
And now it's 1st and 15 from their 20. And it's a draw to Singletary. Running left, he's not going to get anywhere. A sneaking suspicion that the Texans may just run out the clock here. Now we have the play stopped.
Indianapolis.
Well, now the Colts call timeout.
3-3-7 game clock is 30 seconds, 3-0.
So they want the ball back. They've got 2 more timeouts. 29 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, not able to get anything moving there because Juice Scruggs, the left guard, gets pushed back in the backfield immediately. That penetration, again, I talked about those defensive tackles for the Colts have been really good all season by eating up blocks, pushing offensive linemen into the backfield. It's part of the reason not only they've been able to stop the run in this game, but been able to get so much pass rush because they can get it with 4 or 5 players. They don't have to bring a bunch of pressure. And I talked about Gus Bradley not doing that a bunch this year because he's got 4 really good defensive linemen that create havoc up front.
Ball's at the 20. 2nd and 15. Houston with a 14-6 lead. 30 seconds to go in the half. Pitch to Singletary. Running left. He wants to stay in bounds and does. And they tackle him at the 23-yard line. A gain of 3. And another timeout called by Indianapolis.
Second yard timeout. Indianapolis. 30-second timeout.
Mentioned, and we will mention this constantly during the game, the winner of this game gets a spot in the AFC playoffs. The loser is done. So right now in the AFC, the Ravens have won the North, and we know they're going to be the number 1 seed. The Chiefs have won the West. The Dolphins and Browns have at least clinched wild cards, so there's 3 spots still open. One of these teams will get one of those 3 spots tonight. And then a lot of scoreboard watching tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. The winner of this game is just really hoping that the Jaguars find a way to slip up tomorrow.
Yeah, they're at Tennessee. Jaguars win, they win the South. If they lose, the winner of this game takes the division. Ball's at the 23. Houston moving left to right. 23 seconds left in the half. It's 3rd down and 12. And Stroud will pass. Cocks the arm, throws upfield incomplete. He's going after Xavier Hutchinson, the rookie receiver. Now that stops the clock with 18 seconds because it's incomplete. So the Colts, when they get it back here, as Houston will punt away, we'll have 1 timeout.
Yeah, Texans thinking, okay, if you're just going to call timeouts, let's just see if we can go through the air and pick up a 1st down. But pretty good pressure coming off the edges that time from the Colts. Both defensive ends, Kwity Paye and Samson Ebukam, able to get some pressure on the outside, forcing Stroud back up in the middle, and an errant pass trying to get this ball to Hutchinson. Johnston will punt. Long snapper Jonathan Weeks. 211 consecutive games for him. They come after the punter. He got it away. End over end. Downs has it at the 24. Makes one man miss. Sidesteps to the 30. Dodges another tackler and takes it up to the 34-yard line. And that stops the clock with 7 seconds to go. Jake Hansen made the tackle. The punt was 53. The return was 10. And now what do you do with 7 seconds? Would not be surprised here if Colts just go ahead and take a knee. They do have a timeout left here, but 7 seconds, I mean, you can take a heave down the field. You don't want to throw an interception here because the Texans are going to play like a prevent style. They're going to have like 3 safeties about 20, 25 yards from the line of scrimmage. All right, 7 seconds, Colts at their 34. Trips near side left, 1 receiver right. Minshew waits the snap. Still plenty on the play clock here. It's down to 10. Minshew just rocking back and forth, waiting for the snap. Now he's got it. Just a 3-man rush. Has to scramble far side right. Last play, barring a defensive penalty. Minshew stops, loops it downfield, just throws it into the Houston bench. And that takes us to halftime. Well, the visiting team came in. They were favored in this game by about a field goal, and Houston put a damper on things early with the long touchdown pass from C.J. Stroud to Nico Collins on their first play from offense to make it 7-3. We'll go to the half with Houston, Derek, on top by a score of 14-6. Houston made some mistakes. They had some penalties, but they've been able to capitalize on that depleted secondary for the Colts, and they're looking pretty good after 30 minutes. Yeah, depleted and young secondary for Indianapolis, taking advantage with a couple of explosive plays downfield. That's been the difference in getting the 2 touchdowns on the board. The teams ended up trading about a combined 7 punts in the middle of that first half, but we'll see which defense, which offense comes out. How about the halftime adjustments as well? Which coaches make the best adjustments at the halftime to potentially win this game and get into the playoffs? Dan Henning told me years ago, a punt can be a good thing. That's right. Unless you want some excitement. That's the end of the first half in Indianapolis. It's Houston 14. The Colts 6. When we return, Scott Graham rejoins us from our studios with the Wendy's halftime report. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Okay, everyone, gather round. It's time for corny jokes about passing the torch.
The team at Kirian's Welding was fused together solid.
Thanks for all the late nights and early shifts.
But double retirements mean the crew must bond with some certified new hires.
You've both gone the extra millimeter.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg or cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Welcome to the NFL Halftime Report on Westwood One, sponsored by Wendy's. With Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles. You can choose the pair you want. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo, single item at regular price. Once again, here's your host, Scott Graham.
From our Westwood One studios, halftime right now with Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, and the Houston Texans sitting on top of a 14-6 lead in a win, and they are in game in the AFC. Game 1 had one team that was attempting to punch their ticket, or at least do the best they could to punch that ticket. That would have been the Pittsburgh Steelers going into Baltimore to take on a Ravens team that had already locked up the number 1 overall seed. That meant a lot of the regulars, including Lamar Jackson, weren't playing in this ball game. Steelers got themselves a big drive in the first quarter of 76 yards, and Najee Harris touchdown run for a 7-0 lead. That held up until late in the second quarter. And that is when Baltimore showed some big play ability from a big play and fill-in tight end who got the game locked up.
Huntley catches the ball. Pocket collapses. Throw to the right. Caught at the 10. Breaking a tackle. 5. Leading to the end zone. Likely. Touchdown. Touchdown, Baltimore. Caught him at the 10. He shrugged off the first challenge at the 10. Inside the 5. And climbs the ladder over the goal line. And the Ravens are a point after from tying the game with 2:19 to play in the first half.
It's Mike Watts right here on Westwood One. It was a 7-7 game at halftime. It was still a 7-7 game as we reached the end of the third quarter, but on the first play of the fourth quarter, it was big play time for the Steelers, and a guy who's been making a bit of a splash late in the season, actually 2 of them hooking up on the play.
Snap back. Cam Rudolph guns it over the middle. That's caught at midfield. Wide open. Deontay Johnson running down the hash mark. 10-5. Touchdown. 71 yards. And the Steelers playoff hopes very much alive. And the first play of the fourth quarter, a 71-yard pitching catch. The last 50 all on the ground. Steelers 13, Ravens 7.
That was a lead the Steelers would hang on to for the remainder of the game. They win it by a score of 17-10. Mason Rudolph throws 18 out of 20 for 152 yards and that touchdown on the game. Najee Harris runs for 112 and a score. And the Steelers get the much-needed victory. That, of course, puts them into a position to potentially clinch a playoff spot tomorrow, depending upon the outcome of the Jacksonville and Buffalo games. One of the problems, however, for this Steelers team was in the third quarter of this game, T.J. Watt, the all-world defender, went down with an apparent knee injury. After the game, Mike Tomlin talked about it.
T.J. is being evaluated with a knee injury. I'll have more information probably next time we get together. Obviously disappointed in that, but, you know, there are challenges in the game of football, there are challenges in life, and so we'll deal with it, whatever it may be.
Broadcast reports following the game said the Steelers believed it appeared to be a grade 3 MCL sprain, but once again, as Mike Tomlin pointed out, we don't have anything official on this. If it is indeed a grade 3 MCL, that's normally an injury that will put you out for a couple of weeks, and the Steelers, if they qualify for the playoffs, would be playing next week. On the other side, as we said, the Ravens sat the regulars and got themselves ready for a bit of a rest. They've got a bye week next week and would have to win 2 home games to go to the Super Bowl. John Harbaugh, their head coach, talked about what they learned from today to take into what's ahead.
When you turn the ball over, and that's basically what it was, we turned the ball over a couple times and just gave them opportunities to score points. That was it. You know, I think we take that into the playoffs. We already know that. We understand how to win. But it's a nice little reminder that, you got to protect the football to win games.
Gus Edwards with a big fumble in this game in the fourth quarter that basically thwarted what could have been a scoring drive for the Ravens when they were down 7. Ended up turning it over twice in the ball game, and they take the loss. But once again, that loss doesn't mean a whole lot right now with regard to the playoff situation. The Ravens can sit back and watch Super Wildcard Weekend next weekend and get ready for the divisional round. 17-10 the final. Steelers knock off the Baltimore Ravens. Our halftime score right now in Indianapolis. It's the Texans 14, the Colts 6. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Play action fake. Stroud, deep drop, steps in the pocket, now deep downfield for Collins. Got it at the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown Texans. Nico Collins with a step on the defender. How about that to start the game? Stroud to Collins, 75 yards, touchdown Texans.
First offensive play for the Houston Texans. It gives them right now an 8-point lead at the break. We continue along here on the halftime show. Here on our Saturday night doubleheader special, don't forget that tomorrow night it's the season finale of Sunday Night Football, and what a game it is. The AFC East title on the line as the Miami Dolphins host the Buffalo Bills. Mike McDaniel, the head coach of the Dolphins, realizes that in a game like this one, probably not an advantage, at least mentally, on either side.
You're going to have good teams every time you're on the field that want every bit as bad to win that game as you do. So when push comes to shove, something's got to give, and it's all of that you compile for these moments, which is what you work for, what you play for. We're in the moment now, and it's cool to see guys really take ownership of their moment, knowing that it's going to be a fun product Sunday night. But until then, we have a lot of work to do.
Ryan Radke and Mike Golick will have the call. I'll start things off with NFL Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This has been the Westwood One NFL Halftime Report, sponsored by Wendy's. With Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can choose the pair you want. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price of participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price. Our halftime score, Houston 14, Indianapolis 6. When we return, Bill Rosinski and Derek Rackley have the second half kickoff. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Don't miss out on limited-time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
And welcome back to Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Bill Rosinski alongside Derek Rackley as we get you ready for the second half, with Houston leading Indianapolis 14-6. The winner of this game goes to the AFC playoffs. The loser heads to the golf course. Let's check the halftime stats, sponsored by Indeed. Looking for quality candidates this new year? Look no further than Indeed. Indeed's video interview tool takes the hassle out of virtual hiring. Visit Indeed.com/credit. So in the first half, the Texans ran 29 plays for 197 yards. C.J. Stroud, 10 of 13, 151. They had 46 on the ground. The Colts ran 31 plays for 133 yards. Minshew was sacked twice. He was just 6 of 15 for 45 yards. They did have 96 yards on the ground. Time of possession basically pretty much even, maybe a few seconds more for the Colts. So now as we get ready for the second half, Derek, let's talk about how the Colts can get back into this game, and how does Houston close this out?
Yeah, for the Texans, some second-half keys. I think they need to stay balanced offensively. C.J. Stroud doing an excellent job through the air, 10 of 13, 151 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Just not able to have that much production in the run game, but I think they need to stay balanced. But ball security, number 2, will be the most important thing. If they don't cough it up and give Indianapolis a short field, I think they got a great chance of coming away with a victory. For the Colts, on the other hand, they've got to get Gardner Minshew going. 6 out of 15. He's below 50% in this game, just 45 yards. They've been able to run the football, but they can't move the ball through the air. Credit Houston's defense for some of that as well. And then they got to find a way to get some takeaways. 24 takeaways for the Colts coming into this game. 15 of those by way of interception. Not able to get their hands on it in the first half. They've got to find a way to steal some possessions and keep C.J. Stroud on the sidelines in the second half.
And the 2 touchdowns they scored were breakdowns in the secondary. We've talked about how young and banged up that secondary is. You can be good for 35 of the 37 plays you go up against, but I mean, 2 receivers. Collins was wide open on the opening touchdown, 75 yards, and nobody picked up the fullback, Beck, on the second touchdown.
Yeah, I think that was Nick Cross on the opening play of the game. Did not have deep coverage in the secondary for the Colts on the Nico Collins touchdown, and then Rodney Thomas, he's the one that broke down on the touchdown that went to Andrew Beck. So communication and being on the same page will help eliminate a couple of those touchdowns.
Colts will kick off from right to left. Third quarter underway. Winner of this game will continue to play. They'll get in the playoffs. That kickoff through the end zone. So now here comes Houston out to the 25-yard line. C.J. Stroud needed 156 yards to hit 4,000 for the season. And right now he's sitting at 151. Impressive first half. His 23 touchdown passes increases that as far as a rookie quarterback goes in the Houston Texan history. Watson had the previous mark. They're moving left to right at their 25-yard line. Play action fake. Stroud back in the pocket. Throws downfield. There's Nico Collins who makes the catch. Far sideline up at the 47-yard line. Like they started the game, only this pattern was not going down the middle, but it was a gain of 23.
Yeah, and again, set up by the protection from the Texans' offensive line. They also leave Andrew Beck in as an extra protector to just make sure that anybody's leaking off, he can help cover it up. But a nice throw low and away from the defense by C.J. Stroud gets it into the hands of Nico Collins, who's having a great game again. Now 6 catches, 152 yards, and a touchdown in the game.
And that puts C.J. Stroud over 4,000 yards passing this rookie season. First and 10, play action fake. Stroud's looking for more. It's a screen pass, dump off to Singletary. He trips, and finally the linebacker who's getting blocked because of that trip was able to catch up with him and make the tackle.
That was Michael Dieter out there in front getting a block, but a little bit of a stumble by Singletary allows the defender to catch up to him, as you mentioned. Otherwise, that could have turned out to being maybe a 6 or 7 yard gain. Instead, basically tackled for a 1 yard gain.
Ball just shy of the 50. Second down. And a long 9. Singletary remains the running back. Stroud's going to work under center this time. One receiver, far side left. That's Nico Collins. Schultz, the tight end, comes in motion, far side left. Settles in next to the left tackle. And a flag. 2 flags.
False start. Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And that's on Saubert, the tight end. So another false start penalty against Houston.
Yeah, that was a little bit induced by the movement up front by the defensive line from Indianapolis. Tyquan Lewis and the other defensive tackle that was sitting right next to him, right at the last second, they stemmed, is what we call it. Basically, they moved from where they were initially lined up, and they kind of shift over, but it was right at the end of the snap count, and that's what ended up forcing Eric Saubert to flinch on the offensive line.
Ball back at the 45-yard line. And back to throw is Stroud. Flush, no, down he goes. 50th sack of the season for the Colts defense. And that is a team record. The old mark was 46, so they add to that total. DeForest Buckner brought down C.J. Stroud. This was a Colts team that had 6 sacks in their game against Houston in the second week of the season. A loss back to the 37.
Yeah, that's just a miss from Juice Bruggs, the second-round pick from the Texans this year at the left guard position. Just a really good arm-over move from DeForest Buckner. Didn't have enough violent hands by Spruggs to shock him at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 21, quick out, far left side. Collins, he's to the 40, and up to the 43, and that's it. Ibukan makes the stop, and that is a nice stop for the Colts defense. Now we have a little discussion going on. It's Dalton Schultz again. He's been jabbering with that secondary of the Colts all game long, but Houston will punt.
Yeah, it's just going to be really hard to survive with a false start and a sack that backs you up so far behind the chains. So Houston going to have to hope that Cameron Johnson here can help them play the field position battle and force Indianapolis deep in their own territory again.
Downs awaits the punt. Into it with the right leg. High floater. Downs under it at the 7. First man misses. He's to the 10. And finally brought down around the 13-yard line. Punt was 50. Return was 6. Timeout 11:46 to go. Third quarter. Houston 14. Indianapolis 6. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
Don't miss out on limited-time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Hi, Little Bob here. This year we're doubling down on new at Bob's Discount Furniture. So happy New Year! I've got new styles like my Dylan Sectional, new ways to recharge with my Tuxedo Motion sofa, new mattresses for a new lease on life, new colors and new everyday low prices. My Calvin bedroom is just $7.99. I've even got a new look. Wait, you can't see what I'm wearing? Ah, schnickel fritz. When you can have a new year for less, there's only one thing to say. Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
From Indianapolis, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for the National Football League.
WFAN, WFAN-FM, WFAN-FM HD1, New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Lucas Oil Stadium. Tackle your to-do list with Grainger. From locker rooms to plant floors, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Houston, 14. Indianapolis, 6. Winner goes to the AFC playoffs. The loser goes home. And the Colts start at their own 13 again, starting a drive from inside their 15-yard line. Moving right to left. Gardner Minshew under center. Brutal first half throwing the football. It's Taylor with the call. Big off the middle 20. Jonathan Taylor to the 24, maybe the 25. And that'll be a first down. Tackled by Blake Cashman. So a nice start. Although, Derek, as you said, running has not been a problem for the Colts. Throwing the football.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's had a really good first half, and I mentioned it back in our open that he's had a ton of success against the Texans. How about 140-plus rushing yards and 1-plus rushing touchdown in each of the 3 previous games that he played against Houston.
First and 10 at the 24. Taylor again. Little stutter step as he saw 2 white jerseys meet him right as the hole opened, and he makes his way for about 3 to the 27-yard line. In 5 games against Houston, his career, Taylor has scored 5 touchdowns. And the Colts would like to get him in the end zone sooner than later in this game, which they trail 14-6. 10:43 to go, third quarter. Second and 7 at the 27. 2 receivers, far side right, 1 to the left as Minshew works shotgun. Houston comes with a 4-man rush. Pump fake. Now down the field it goes, and it's caught by Kylan Granson at the 50-yard line. And that's a first down to pick up at 22.
That's actually a pretty good throw from Minshew. He almost has to throw this one as kind of a back shoulder, a little bit underneath, because the defender was dropping back underneath the coverage, Steven Nelson.
And they're going with tempo. And here comes a run blitz, and they get it to Taylor. Up the middle, breaks the tackle. 40, near sideline 30, has a blocker. 10, 5, touchdown Colts. Jonathan Taylor, 49 yards. And a lightning bolt has hit the stadium. And the crowd's alive, and the Colts are alive. Wow. He cut that near sideline left. He had a blocker in front of him and took it to the house.
That just shows how electric Jonathan Taylor is for this offense when he's healthy and he finds a little bit of rhythm. Now, Colts are going to leave their offense out. They're going to go for 2 to try to tie this game up. But you got to give the assist to Alec Pierce, the wide receiver down the field who was blocking out in front of him. That's what allowed Jonathan Taylor to get into the end zone on his longest run of the year.
Colts go for 2. Texans have given up 5 of 7 2-point conversions this year. Play action fake, little jump pass over the middle. It's caught. Mo Alley-Cox. The jump pass from Minshew. And just like that, the game is tied 14 apiece with 9:56 remaining in the third quarter. Timeout on the field as the crowd continues to celebrate. We're tied at 14. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Screeching brakes? Safer stops? Start with Duralast. New Duralast brake pads and rotors provide longer life and more stopping power when replaced together. Duralast brake pads have reduced noise and corrosion resistance with a limited lifetime warranty. Duralast rotors are designed for quiet, safe stops and meets or exceed the performance of the original rotors on your vehicle. Find Duralast only at America's #1 brake destination, AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. The venue's set. Families coming in from all over. It's their quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Learn about a vaccine option and book this season's updated COVID-19 shot today at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Business has always been about turning a profit, making money. But can it stand for something more? Something beyond dollars and cents? We think so. We think that today, business has a higher calling, a purpose to be fair and just, to do right by their workers, customers, communities, and the environment. And it turns out companies successful doing that also do better for their bottom line. When you see the Just Capital seal, it means this company is a force for good. Visit justcapital.com to learn more.
It's time for the Shopify Back to the Game.
C.J. Stroud about to come back out on offense for the Texans. He is now the 5th rookie in NFL history to reach the 4,000-yard passing plateau joining Andrew Luck from 2012, Justin Herbert from 2020, Cam Newton in 2011, Jameis Winston in 2015, as Stroud now has 4,002 passing yards on the season.
That's the Shopify fact of the game. Want to sell smarter? Get Shopify. Shopify's commerce platform helps you sell more with the best converting checkout on the internet. Get a $1 per month trial at shopify.com/football. Damian Pierce is back deep for our left. Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley, the rest of our Westwood One crew back in Indianapolis. And the Colts have tied the game. They were down at one point 14-3. Got a field goal late in the second quarter. And a touchdown drive and 2-point conversion here in the third quarter. Interestingly enough, after that kickoff, each team has run 33 plays. Each team has 220 yards. Each team has 14 points. The NFL playoffs are almost here, and it all starts with Super Wildcard Weekend presented by Verizon. 12 teams, 6 games, 3 days, 1 epic weekend. You can hear each of those games right here on Westwood One. The road to Super Bowl 58 starts on January 13th.
Well, it's kind of the first time since the opening kickoff and the opening drive for the Colts that we felt this energy back in the stadium.
Yeah, they were snoozing here, and I don't blame them. It wasn't going well. Stroud, shotgun, hands off, Singletary up the middle, and a couple to the 27. And now a little bounce from the Colts defense. We understand Juju Brents went to the locker room after the Colts defense was on the field on the last series. He's got a hamstring. I don't know if he's coming back.
Yeah, Darrell Baker, as I talked about earlier, the first-year player out of Georgia Southern is in there playing in his place, number 39. So you wonder if Bobby Slowick and C.J. Stroud recognize that and take an opportunity to go at him right away.
There's those flashing yellow lights at the quarterbacks. 2nd and 8. Stroud back to throw, sends it far sideline, incomplete. John Mechie, the intended receiver, well covered in the secondary by Jalen Jones. And it'll be 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, they ran that same speed out back in the first half, and Nico Collins was wide open. But that time, Jalen Jones was all over Mechie as he came out of his break. Really no room for C.J. Stroud to slide in the football. First time that you've heard this crowd help support their defense on a 3rd down.
Texans break the huddle. They're moving left to right at their 27. It's 3rd down and 8. Shotgun for Stroud. Ball's in his hands. Little stun up the middle. Stroud goes deep downfield. Incomplete. Going after Xavier Hutchinson. No chance to get that one. That's a 3 and out. And the Colts are going to get the ball back with 9:08 to go, 3rd quarter.
And it looked like there was a little confusion up front because the running back that was in the game was Dario Gubawala. He ends up picking up the blitz on Zaire Franklin. But George Fant, the right tackle, just abandons the defensive end and lets him rush up the field trying to pick up Franklin. They've got to know that the running back is there and he's going to pick him up, and you stay big on big, meaning offensive tackle stays on a defensive lineman.
Johnson will punt from left to right. Nice kick. Backpedaling Downs all the way to his 12. Back upfield near side. Makes a cut at the 15 and then drilled. Absolutely drilled at the 20-yard line. 60-yard punt. 7 on the return. Hewitt is the guy who laid the lick on Downs. Timeout. 8:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. Colts 14, Texans 14. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Strong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg with cheese biscuit, small Caesar potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Selling online is a lot like football. You need guts. You need stamina. You need conversion. Touchdown! And Shopify is the best converting checkout on the planet. Now, we're not just talking 2-point conversions. Shopify's checkout converts up to 36% better than other leading e-commerce platforms. So whether you're just starting out or scaling up, score more sales with Shopify. Start your $1 a month trial today at shopify.com/touchdown.
From now until Super Bowl 58, stream the NFL on Westwood One for free, sponsored by AutoZone. You can listen to our broadcast of the NFL live on WestwoodOneSports.com, on the NFL app, by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports, or on our affiliate station's digital platforms. AutoZone has free battery testing and charging. That's right, get your battery tested and charged for free. Make AutoZone your end zone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Restrictions apply. Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley in Indianapolis. The Colts will start at their 20. Moving right to left. This game was all Houston. 14-3 late in the second quarter. Colts got a field goal. And then first possession for the Colts in the third quarter. An electrifying 49-yard touchdown run by Jonathan Taylor. They convert on 2 points. And suddenly we're tied. Suddenly the crowd is into it again. Zach Moss sitting running back off to the left of Gardner Minshew. Shotgun. Moss the handoff, running right. Got a hole, still going across the 25. And up to the 27-yard line. Pick up a 7. Second down and 3.
Bill, one of my number one keys to the game for Houston was they got to play great run defense. And I talked about the matchup of Houston being tied for third in the NFL. Coming into the game, allowing just 88.5 rushing yards. And now, the Indianapolis Colts are up to 167 rushing yards in this game. Jonathan Taylor kind of single-handedly kept him in the game with his ability to run the football.
And he's got a $145 after that touchdown run. Here's a handoff again. Moss breaks outside right at the 30. First down, 35, still going. Zach Moss took 4 Houston defenders to bring him down after a gain of 11 to the 38-yard line. And just more on what the Colts have done. This season, the Texans never had a running back go for 100 yards or more. And that has all changed tonight.
You know, there was some local media that was asking Shane Steichen about the potential of getting Zach Moss in the game, and he was excited just knowing what he provides for this offense. Now, we've only seen him on a couple of drives come in here to spell Jonathan Taylor, as Taylor's now back in the game.
Minshew shotgun. Taylor has it. Running left. Big hole. 45. Taylor to the 50. He's in the Houston territory. Still going. And tackled just shy of the 40-yard line. Christian Harris finally brought him down. 22 yards for Jonathan Taylor. That puts him up to 167 on the ground today.
And unfortunately, looks like Jerry Hughes is down. He's receiving some medical attention from the Texans. He's actually filling in for Jonathan Bernard. So they're a little light. And now, depending on the severity of Jerry Hughes' injury, remember, Will Anderson Jr. has been banged up as well, and he's been kind of on a snap count.
So while they tend to the injured Texan, we will pause with 7:28 to go in the third quarter. Colts 14, Texans 14. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Is your battery dead? At AutoZone, you can get the right Duralast battery to get you back on the road. Duralast batteries are designed to deliver OE performance and strong starts, even in extreme weather conditions. When you have a battery problem, get the right Duralast battery for your vehicle at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The venue set. Families coming in from all over. It's their quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Learn about a vaccine option and book this season's updated COVID-19 shot today at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The copyright of tonight's broadcast on Westwood One is owned by the NFL on behalf of its member clubs. All rights to this broadcast are reserved. Any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the National Football League is strictly prohibited. Well, a swing of momentum, big time, here at Indianapolis. Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley, glad you're with us on this Saturday night. This is what they call a play-in game. It's a playoff game, but it's a regular season game. Colts, Texans, the winner makes the AFC playoffs. Loser is done. Colts a 1-point trail, 14-3. They have tied the game. And, Derek, they're doing it on the ground. Both Zach Moss and mostly Jonathan Taylor having a field day right now against this Texans defense.
Yeah, we're basically halfway through the third quarter, and Indianapolis already has 200 rushing yards compared to just 48 for Houston. And we talked at halftime about Indianapolis' inability to use the passing game to help them offensively, but sometimes when you can run the football, especially as well as the Colts are in this game, it'll keep you around, and especially getting back into the game with the explosive 49-yard rush for a touchdown by Taylor.
Josh Sills is checked in the game. He is an eligible receiver. He's number 65, lines up next to the right tackle. Colts move right to left. Taylor the running back. Minshew under center. Plenty of time on the play clock here. This is the first and 10 at the 40. Taylor looking for a hole up the middle and doesn't get much this time. They stuff him. A rare stop for the Houston defense. Second and 10. That was Petrie on the stop.
I talked about that injury to Jerry Hughes, and again, not sure how long he'll be down, but that might put Houston with just two defensive ends right now with Will Anderson Jr. and Derek Barnett. So maybe one of these defensive tackles is going to have to move out and play a little bit of defensive end, especially if Will Anderson Jr. can't play every snap.
Yeah, he had a high ankle sprain that he was battling coming into this game tonight. Second and long, 9 from the Houston 39. Taylor again, little delay. And he is delayed at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time. So now Houston doing what they were hoping to do earlier in this quarter and force Gardner Minshew to beat him. It's going to be third down and about 10 yards to go for a first down. We're inside 7 minutes, actually coming down to 6:10, 6:09 to go. Here in the third quarter, tied at 14.
Big play here for the Houston defense. They got to try to get a stop, an incomplete pass, because Indy's probably going to try to at least get themselves in field goal range, what they could probably do with about 4 or 5 yards.
Colts 0 for 6 in third down conversions in this game. Double wides far side right. And Minshew's got it. 4-man rush. Has time. Has the ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. Malik Collins, and he's been battling an injury bug as well. Did not play last week with a hip injury. So now, let's see. We got Matt Gay coming on. Derek and I both watched him nail 61-yarders in warm-ups. This is going to be 57. His long this year is 57. Career long is 58. Rhodes the snapper, Sanchez the holder, to give the Colts the lead. From 57, kicking right to left. Plenty of leg. On the way, hit the right upright, and no good. So our score remains tied with 5:37 remaining in the third quarter. We will pause from Indianapolis. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Yeah, we're replacing the carpets too, so don't worry about that.
No fresh powder yet, but Dan's Ski Lodge has an avalanche of projects.
Those 4 rooms are getting hot tubs.
He needs a staff engineer to navigate a flurry of new requests.
And all of those will be fully ADA accessible.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 12th and we'll waive your application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes while giving you a head start on 2024. Earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Pay no application fee if you apply by February 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. certified to operate by chefs.
Next week, Westwood One will have all the excitement of the Super Wild Card round of the NFL playoffs. A doubleheader on Saturday, January 13th, tripleheader on Sunday, January 14th, and then one final game on Monday night, January the 15th. Log on to WestwoodOneSports.com for more details or to listen to the live stream for free. From the Wild Card round all the way to Super Bowl 58. In Las Vegas, the NFL playoffs are on Westwood One. Along with Derek Rackley, I'm Bill Rosinski. We're back in Indianapolis. The winner of this game gets an AFC playoff berth. The loser is done for the year. Right now we're tied. Indianapolis and Houston 14 apiece. And Derek, if you miss a long field goal try, like the Colts just did, that's good news for Houston.
Yeah, great news. Not only does it prevent the 3 points on the board, but that's one of those tiny differences between the college game and the NFL game is the ball gets spotted, but where it was held, where it was placed. So Houston's going to get the ball at their own 47 versus the 39 that they would get it if it was the college game. So already getting this ball 1st and 10 near midfield. Great starting field position here for Stroud and company.
C.J. Stroud passed that 4,000 mark for throwing the rock. His rookie season, he's 13 of 18, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns. And he joined an elite club. The guy whose record everybody's going to chase for a long time, that's Andrew Luck. He had 4,374 yards. I did the math. Stroud would have to throw for 531 tonight to pass him.
That's it, huh?
He'll be under center here. Singletary is running back. Singletary off the flea flicker. Back to Stroud. Nobody open. Now he's going to tuck and run to midfield, to the 45, and dives forward and gets a first down at the Colts 41-yard line, scrambling for 13 yards.
Actually really like the call from Bobby Slowick here at the change of possession and seeing if you can get a secondary, young secondary, to take the cheese, if you will, on the run game. But pretty good job by the Colts defense. Everybody stays back. They defended it well. But C.J. Stroud makes the right decision by just tucking it down and running with it and picking up a first down.
1st and 10, Texans at the 41. Singletary straight ahead handoff, and he goes between right guard, right center. A little push from the 41 down to the 37, so he gets 4 to force Buckner in on the stop. And again, this is the Colts defense. They have now lost Juju Brents. He is out for the game. Their rookie left cornerback. Julian Blackman is out for the season. He got hurt in their loss to Atlanta. Remember, earlier in the year, they got rid of Shaq Leonard. During the bye week, they waived him. They cut a couple other players. I mean, there's been a lot of chaos on this Colts roster this year. But they've got a chance to get to the postseason. Stroud, play action, goes far side left. Can't find anybody open. He's going to run for the marker, not get there. Out of bounds on the Houston sideline at the 33-yard line and pick up a 4.
Jake Martin, the defensive end over on that side, does a nice job of spinning out of the block from the tight end, Brevin Jordan, to really get in the face of C.J. Stroud immediately. But Stroud sees it, gets around the left side of the offense, outruns Jake Martin to pick up about 8 yards on 2nd down.
So now 3rd down and a couple for Houston. They are in field goal range for Kaimi Fairbairn. Stroud back in the pocket, now faces a rush down the middle of the field. It's broken up. Wow, what a hard lick. That was Baker laying out the wide receiver, Hutchinson. And we've got another Colts defender down, and that's E.J. Speed, the weak side linebacker, who was also there in coverage.
Yeah, I think that was him, Bill Speed, E.J. Speed, that kind of sunk back underneath that route, and he's the one that ended up running into the receiver and kind of takes a bad hit here. He's the one that's still down, needing a little bit of attention.
So I mentioned the injuries that they've had in the secondary. We'll look at the replay. It was a nice breakup by Baker.
Yeah, Speed just kind of saw it at the last second. He's trying to get in on the play, and the contact of him running into Hutchinson and Baker kind of shakes him up a little bit. He's coming off the field under his own power.
So now it's 4th down and 2.
Houston ball at the Colt 33. So we're looking at a 50-yard field goal if they want to try one here, and they have sent out Kaimi Fairbairn. This year his long is 54, career long 61. From outside 50, he's 4 of 5. His only miss was a 51-yarder. This is 51, kicking left to right. And this to put Houston back in the lead with 3:44 to go in the third quarter. Weeks the snapper, Cameron Johnston the holder. There's the snap. Placement is down. Into it with the right leg. This is long enough, and it is good. 51-yarder for the former UCLA Bruin. And with that field goal, Barbasol makes another donation to the Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol, the trusted choice for a close, comfortable shave. Close Shave America. Close Shave Barbasol. So that field goal gives Houston the lead back. It is 17-14 over Indianapolis with 3 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the third quarter. And again, part of that drive, Derek, was because of the missed 51-yarder by the Colts.
Yeah, it's great starting field position. Houston 47-yard line, so they just need a couple of plays and first downs to get into field goal range. Put 3 points on the board. So that's kind of the gift and the curse when you try those long field goals. Matt Gay had plenty of leg on it. The ball ends up hitting the right upright about a third of the way up the field goal post. Gives C.J. Stroud some pretty good field position, and Kaimi Fairbairn is able to knock down his field goal.
Downs is deep to our right. Fairbairn's kickoff. And that's a touchback. Ball will come out to the 25. The scoring drive, 5 plays, 20 yards in a minute, 59 seconds, and a field goal. Let's check that drive summary. Sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for your car needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. So again, that drive started at the 47-yard line after the missed field goal, and Fairbairn connects from 51 yards out. The drive took 159, and it gives the Colts, or should be Houston, the lead 17-13. Could be 17-14. Handoff. Jonathan Taylor can't find anything on the left side of the line. Blake Cashman in on the stop. So since we had that flurry of runs by both Taylor and Moss, suddenly Houston's defense, Derek, is slowing down the running game a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to have to if they're going to stay in this game and not allow Indianapolis to just kind of grind things away. Even though Houston has a lead right now, they've got to find a way to start consistently stopping the run, something they've done all season long.
Two receivers near side left, and Minshew will throw. Lots of time in the pocket, throws over the middle. Mo Alley Cox has it. He'll take it across the 35. That's the first down to the 37-yard line. Pick up of 11 yards. Mo Alley Cox. Now, they lost Will Mallory in this game, and they use all their tight ends, including Kylan Branson. Alley Cox, the veteran, his 6th year out of VCU. First down, Indianapolis.
I think Minshew was trying to wait for Alec Pierce down the field, the receiver that runs the most deep routes on this team, but it was covered up pretty well, but he takes the check down to Alley Cox.
At the 37, Colts move right to left in their own territory. First down and 10. Taylor, the handoff, nothing. He is swung around and thrown down. Khalil Davis, all 6'1", 308 pounds of him. He met Taylor in the backfield. He had no chance. And a loss back to the 34, loss of 3.
Yeah, great story from Khalil Davis, guy that made his first NFL start last week, played on the Birmingham Stallions last year in the USFL, and won a championship with them, is now finally getting an opportunity to be a contributor on an NFL defense.
We understand Braden Smith is questionable, the right tackle to return for the Colts with an injury. Second and 13, Indy, on their own 33. Minshew steps up in the pocket, goes upfield, that's caught. Oh, what a grab, and there's a targeting call going against Houston. That was Pittman on the receiving end right around midfield. And Desmond King lit him up. It's a pickup of 16 yards. 2 flags flew at the same time.
Personal foul. Defense number 25. Unnecessary roughness. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
And Pittman wasn't long ago when the Steelers came to town. He got hammered in that game.
Desmond King goes up to the official to talk to him and trying to ask him what happened, and Pittman ends up elevating, and Desmond King's playing a nickel position. He comes back underneath it, but his helmet ends up going right underneath the face mask of Michael Pittman. Definitely in the college game they would call it targeting, but unnecessary roughness in the NFL.
Moss down at running back. Yeah, it was definite helmet-to-helmet contact. Colts at the 33 of Houston. First down and 10, trailing by 3. Quick out near side left of Pittman. Breaks the tackle at the 30, takes it to the 29-yard line. So they have that little wide receiver screen set up. Sheldon Rankins and Kareem Jackson combine on the stop. And it's a gain of 4.
Yeah, early in this third quarter, that was one thing that I felt like Indy had to find a way to get back to, is get Michael Pittman involved in the game. Of course, back in the first half, Indy couldn't really get anything going from a passing game perspective. The tight ends had really seen the most of the production, but if they can find a way to get Pittman the ball more here in the second half, they're going to have a chance to move the ball down the field.
Pittman in motion left, but it's a quick hitter, and this is the running back. Not sure if that was Moss or Taylor. That's Moss. That's Zach Moss, and a nice run. Looks like he got the first down. I think they're going to give him the spot at the 23. Christian Harris made the stop. No, they move it back. They move it back a little bit, not a first down.
Yeah, oddly enough, the official on the far side, Bill, had him marked about a half a yard past the first down marker, but the near side official is the one that came and marked him just shy, I believe it was, of the 23-yard line.
Well, they'll have a chance to think about all this because we're coming down to the end of quarter number 3. And Shane Steichen might want to challenge that spot. We'll find out as we've come to the end of the third quarter. With the score, Houston 17, Indianapolis 14. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 12th and we'll waive your application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes while giving you a head start on 2024. Earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Pay no application fee if you apply by February 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chef.
Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Lucas Oil Stadium. Give your team an edge with Grainger. Provide supplies and solutions for every industry, plus fast delivery and 24/7 support. When you call, click Grainger.com or just stop by. We start the fourth quarter, and so much on the line. The winner of this game between the Colts and Texans makes the AFC playoffs. The loser is done. Right now, as we start this quarter, the Colts are trailing 17-14. But they have the ball at the 23-yard line, third down in inches. Stats through 3 quarters, Houston 40 plays, 242 yards, 182 in the air for C.J. Stroud. The Colts have 47 plays for 297 yards, and they have rushed the ball for 202 yards. Gardner Minshew, 10 of 20 for 103. 9 penalties against Houston, 2 against the Colts. Time of possession, a couple minutes more for the Colts.
Bill, this entire time, Shane Steichen has been talking with the officials because I still think he disagrees with the spot or whether or not they've got the first down. Now, there's no challenge flag on the field yet. I think maybe he was trying to convince them into getting a measurement, but a tough situation for him because if he does try to challenge it and he's unsuccessful and loses a timeout, then you got one left for the rest of the game in a very tight matchup.
Number 65. 65 and 4 syllables. 6'5".
And that is Josh Sills back in. Again, Braden Smith, the right tackle, out for Indianapolis. They're showing the replay on the screen here to the fans. They don't like it. And now Shane Steichen, I believe, has he thrown the red flag? Yes.
Indianapolis, the challenge the ruling on the field. The runner was short of the line of game.
Well, through the entire quarter break, there wasn't any replays that were shown on the video boards here inside the stadium. But just as we came back from break, they started showing one of them on the monitor, and they actually kind of superimposed a line that went across the screen to show where the first down marker was. And Shane Steichen felt like he was across the line, so he finally ends up throwing the red flag out for the challenge.
Winner of this game gets an AFC playoff bid. Loser is done. In the AFC, the Ravens have captured the North. They're the 1 seed. The Chiefs have won the West. The Dolphins and Browns are assured of wild cards. Miami could still win the AFC East, so there's 3 spots open. The winner of this game will be watching Jacksonville and Tennessee somewhere, because if the Jags win, then the winner of this game will be either a 6 or 7 seed. If the Jags lose, the winner of this game wins the division, and they'll have a home playoff game. So much riding on this. And now again, we take a look at the replay. Moss actually got spun to the side and back. His legs were actually further down the field.
After reviewing the play, the runner made the first down. You have to go back and finish the third quarter. Cruising set the game clock for 45 seconds and the play clock at 40. No time.
So it is the first down. This close shave instant replay review sponsored by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Choose Barbasol for a thick lather and close, comfortable shave. Barbasol, the American original, for over 100 years. Better buy Barbasol. Now, they put 45 seconds back on the clock.
Yeah, Bill, remember when they said we were going to the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
Well, we're going back in time, okay? We're rewinding time. It's the first time ever in the history of life. We're going back in time, so we've actually got 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter because that's a first down. And now you'll have the Colts still in possession here. One thing I did notice, though, Jonathan Taylor went back to the locker room. Status as far as returning uncertain at this point.
So we're back in the third quarter. Where's Marty McFly when you need him? Ball's at the 23. Colts moving right to left. It is first down and 10. They're in Houston territory, trailing by 3. Downs in motion, far side right. Hand off, Zach Moss, nowhere to go. Stopped at the 24, loss of 1. That should take us to the end of the third quarter. Again. But a good challenge by Shane Steichen. Now the Colts are going to line up in a hurry here. Plenty of time on the play clock. Maybe trying to draw Houston offside. And now once again, we've reached the end of the third quarter.
Well, I was going to ask you if we're going to end up doing all the commercial break and everything again, but I just looked down on the field, and this might be one of the first times ever we're going to have a quarter break without a commercial here. We already did all that. This is great. First time for everything.
And it's been a game of swings. Stroud to Collins, 75-yarder, put Houston up early 7-3. They got another touchdown. Colts came back into the second quarter. Field goal to make it 14-6. And the electrifying Jonathan Taylor, who, as Derek said, has gone to the locker room. Right now, 21 carries, 165 yards, including a 49-yard touchdown run that cut the gap to 2. And then the Colts went for 2 and got it. That tied the game. And then late in this third quarter, we had Fairbairn hit a field goal to give Houston the lead back.
And it's something we'll keep an eye on here with Jonathan Taylor. He's been the difference in this game, and he has had such an outstanding career against the Houston Texans running the football. Not to say that Zach Moss can't have some of the same success, But Braden Smith, the right tackle, is also going to be out for the rest of the game. So Blake Freeland, number 73, will be filling in at that right tackle spot.
All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 20, 2nd and 10 from the 24. Running play, Moss right up the middle, puts the shoulder down, then gets pushed back. Forward progress, maybe the 22 for a couple of yards. Christian Harris on the stop. Just Capital is a nonprofit that helps large companies do right by their workers, communities, and customers. When you see the Just Capital seal, you know this company is a force for good. You can learn more at justcapital.com. Well, 3rd down coming up for the Colts. They're now moving left to right in the home royal blue jerseys, white pants, white helmet, the familiar blue horseshoe on either side. 3rd down, 9 from the 22 of Houston. Mitchell's got it in his hands, throws over the middle. This is Mo Alley Cox, well shy of the 1st down. Stopped it around the 16-yard line. Desmond King and Blake Cashman combine on the stop, and now the field goal unit back on for Indianapolis, and a chance for Matt Gay to tie this game.
So the challenge was successful by Shane Steichen, and it saves a timeout. It allows them to continue to drive, to continue to work into Texans territory, and get an opportunity for Matt Gay to avenge that last field goal that he ended up hitting off the right upright going the other direction.
This will be 35 yards. Ball be spotted right between the hashes, kicking left to right. For the tie. Gay into it with the right leg. It is up, and it is good. And we are tied with 13:33 to go. The winner to the AFC Championship game. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Paid actor portrayal.
I didn't see it coming. Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. The mortgage, car payments, and all the other bills. Even things like our annual summer vacation would be out of reach. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. I knew it was time to stop putting it off and get life insurance right now. I got on my computer and went to ethoslife.com. In just 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected. Thanks to Ethos, my family won't have to worry about the bills if the unpredictable happens to me.
Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's GETETHOS.com.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, Little Bob here. This year we're doubling down on new at Bob's Discount Furniture. So happy New Year! I've got new styles like my Dylan Sectional, new ways to recharge with my Tuxedo Motion sofa, new mattresses for a new lease on life, new colors and new everyday low prices. My Calvin bedroom is just $7.99. I've even got a new look. Wait, you can't see what I'm wearing? Ah, schnickel fritz. When you can have a new year for less, there's only one thing to say. Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Let's check the drive summary, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Scoring drive for Indianapolis, 10 plays, 59 yards. The drive took 5 minutes, 6 seconds. Gardner Minshew was 4 of 4 for 41 yards on the drive. It ends with a Matt Gay 35-yard field goal. The drive took 5 minutes and 6 seconds. And here's the kickoff from left to right. And returnable. Pierce, near sideline 10. He's to the 20. Avoids the tackle. And a nice return up across the 25 to the 27. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on Fox tomorrow. The Dallas Cowboys meet the Washington Commanders. Check the local listings for more details. Catch the NFL on Fox. Well, crunch time. Tied at 17. Bill
Rosinski, Derek Rackley, back in Indianapolis. Glad you're with us. One of these teams will be in the AFC playoffs next week. The other one, packing the bags, heading home. Stroud out of the shotgun. Houston moving right to left. Back to throw, swings it out in the flat. That ball is caught. That's about the 33-yard line. Olubi makes the tackle on Andrew Beck. Beck came into this game for the season with 9 catches for 46 yards. That's his second. He's got a touchdown as well.
Yeah, again, with the injuries, players inactive at the wide receiver position, kind of having to shuffle things around a little bit. Different guys having to step up. Beck being one of those guys, kind of being thrusted into a little bit of a different role in this game.
Close to 7 on that play, just shy of the 35. It is second down and a long 2. Singletary takes the handoff. Up the middle he goes, little forward push, and he's got the first down up to the 38. Over Stewart on the tackle there.
Bill, I know we got Texans on offense here, but the official word on Jonathan Taylor is that he's got a heel injury and he's questionable to return. And that's such a big story because of the effectiveness that he's had in this game. 21 carries, 165 yards. We'll get a chance to see as this quarter rolls on if he's able to come back on offense for the Colts.
First and 10, Houston at the 38. 12:15 left in the game. We're tied at 17. They're moving right to left in their own territory. Got a blitz coming. Stroud doesn't see it. He's in trouble and sacked. Back at the 27. Ronnie Harrison came untouched. Stroud rolled far side right. He came from his blind side. No chance. And a sack way back inside the 30.
Well, Ronnie Harrison shows this pressure late, and then he ends up kind of timing it perfectly. Hits the line of scrimmage running full steam, and as you mentioned, it's a half roll to the right side, and Stroud was looking to the right, so he didn't even feel Harrison coming from his backside, and Michael Dieter's not able to get back and get a chip on Harrison before he sacks the quarterback.
Lost 10 on the play. Second and 20, Houston. Stroud sends it out in the right flat to Schultz, makes a man miss at the 40, makes another man miss, spinning, fighting, all the way up to the 45-yard line. And that got some of the players on that far sideline. That's where the Houston bench is. They're all applauding the tight end, a great run after the catch.
His ability to make that first man miss was absolutely huge on that play. I mean, he gets back the sack and then some, puts Houston at a very manageable 3rd and short now.
They have to get to the 48 in their own territory, just shy of the 45, the snap. Stroud upfield, the toss, a catch, and a first down. And that is Schultz again. E.J. Speed with the tackle. How about that? 2nd and 20. And they get the big play from Schultz. 2 catches in a row from the tight end. And they're at midfield.
Well, then you can just run a quick little speed out by Schultz, just knowing that he's going to get 1 yard past the first down marker and picks up the first down. Bobby Sloak, the offensive coordinator, said anything you throw in the direction of Dalton Schultz, he's going to catch it.
First and 10 at midfield. Houston moving right to left. Singletary takes the handoff. Tries to turn the corner. Flag on the play. Breaks 1 tackle. And then finally brought down at the Indianapolis 47. This might be a hold. Franklin and Jones combine on the stop.
Holding. Offensive to the 47. 10-yard penalty, 2 first down.
And Matt, the voice of Bill Vinovich, our referee, the signal was against Andrew Beck.
Yeah, a lot of times what happens, Bill, is when you get a running back that changes his direction, is the defender starts to separate, and Andrew Beck still ends up having a hold of E.J. Speed. And he's not able to get that left arm disengaged and gets called for a holding penalty.
10 penalties against the Texans for 64 yards. The Colts have 2 penalties for 10 yards. First and 20 from the 40. Little toss over the middle. Who else? Schultz takes it across the 45 to the 46. A gain of 6 yards. C.J. Stroud, 8-6 in his starts this year. 2-4 on the road. In fact, his numbers, quarterback rating on road games, 85.8. At home, 108.3. He's going to put this one in the air. Nobody open. Backpedal, stops, loops it downfield. He's got Nico Collins. What a catch! Diving along the far sideline. And that's going to be a first down. Collins gets up and points. He says yes. What a heads-up play. Stroud under duress, and Collins with a magnificent catch.
Well, that's one of those plays. If you're a coach up in the box, you see him throw off his back foot with pressure, and you say, oh, my goodness. And then you see the receiver catch it, you're like, oh, yeah, it worked out. And a lot of times, that type of throw ends up getting picked off. The quarterback on his heels, under pressure, doesn't have a whole lot of steam on the ball, but throws it out in front to the right side of Nico Collins just enough to make the catch and pick up the first down.
They have to hurry to snap this, and they do get it off. Now we've got a flag on the play, but this is a run, and it's Singletary barreling his way for 5 yards to the 35. What did he pay on the stop? Let's see what the penalty's for. And the way it's going tonight, it's going to go against Houston. 10 penalties already. Volkanovich still talking things over with his crew here. And we get the call now, I believe.
There's no foul on the play. The offense sub. The defense has the right to match up. We're just going to play it over.
So there's no play. Because the defense didn't have a chance to match up. And they did get the snap off. But isn't the official supposed to hold them from snapping the ball?
Generally, yes. And I think that might be what they're saying, that was a mistake on our behalf, so we're going to replay the down.
All right, so at the 40, first down and 10. Houston in Indianapolis territory. Game tied at 17. 8:50 left. Stroud, play action, deep drop. Feeling some heat. Screen pass. This is Schultz near sideline. Tripped up and dropped at the 31. Boy, nothing like the tight end screen. Nick Cross made the stop, and they're close to another first down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, and they get their center, Michael Dieter, and Laramie Tunsil, the left tackle, out in front. Those two guys double-team one of the Colts defenders and push him back about 3 or 4 yards. Allows Dalton Schultz to get upfield. So a little bit of a tendency breaker there. Generally, you go screens to your running back. That time they go to the tight end. He picks up 9 yards.
Ball's at the 31. Houston in Indianapolis territory. It's 2nd and 1. C.J. Stroud under center. Hands off Singletary. He's got the first down, running off left tackle, and stretches down to the 28-yard line. He did 1, got 3. This drive started with 13:33 left in the game. We're now down to 7:48. And obviously the Texans are in field goal range for Fairbairn, but they're thinking touchdown here. We're tied at 17. The winner goes to the AFC playoffs. The loser is done. Texans break the huddle. Singletary, the lone setback. Stroud under center. 2 wide, far side right. Singletary, the handoff, not going anywhere. Heads-up play by E.J. Speed. He read the play. He was in the backfield to join the running back, who had no chance. And a loss just about 3 yards back outside the 30.
Well, we talked a little bit about Zaire Franklin leading the NFL in tackles, but it's actually been E.J. Speed over the last 3 games. He had 12 tackles last week against the Raiders, and he's led the defense in tackles 3 straight weeks. And it seems like we've been calling his name quite a bit in this game with how active he's been on the ball carriers.
2nd and 13 from the 30 for Houston. Deep drop by Stroud. Feeling some pressure down the middle of the field. It's caught inside the 10-yard line. Nico Collins. And they may call a horse collar tackle on Darrell Baker. They're going to be inside the 10-yard line anyway. So another huge catch for Nico Collins. That hookup was for 23 yards.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Defense number 48. Pass it into the goal. Automatic first down.
And they call it on Ronnie Harrison.
The only bad thing about that penalty is it only ends up being about a 3.5-yard penalty. So it's a half the distance. Ball's going to be, as I mentioned, on the 3.5-yard line. But great job by C.J. Stroud, knowing that he's going to take a hit. Tyquan Lewis ends up coming unblocked late, gets a hit on him, but he's still able to find Nico Collins in the middle of the field, throws a catchable ball Nico Collins gets him inside the 5-yard line.
Tie game, 17 apiece. Inside 6.5 to go in the fourth quarter. First and goal, Houston at the 3 of Indianapolis, moving right to left. Singletary with the handoff. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Texans. Devin Singletary capped a beautiful drive. 3 yards, bounced off the initial hit, pranced into the end zone, and once again, the Texans have grabbed the lead.
Now, Bill, you mentioned it earlier in the drive that Texans got into field goal range, but they're thinking touchdown. They're understanding the importance of being the road team in the fact that you can get touchdowns against field goals and start to put some pressure back on Indianapolis as we got 6:20 left to go in this game.
And now the extra point by Kaimi Fairbairn. Into it with the right leg. It is up, and he missed it left. Missed it left. Oh, my goodness. And the plot thickens with 6:20 left in the game. Timeout. Houston, 23. Indianapolis, 17. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg or cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
The NFL and its players and teams are committed to advancing social justice through work that reduces barriers to opportunity and creates progress in police-community relations, criminal justice reform, education, and economic advancement. The NFL family works to highlight efforts across the league to inspire change in our communities and make progress on these issues. To learn more, visit NFL.com/inspirechange.
A reminder that Westwood One is the only place for exclusive audio coverage of every NFL postseason game, from the wild card round all the way to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. The NFL playoffs are on Westwood One. Log on to WestwoodOneSports.com for more details and to listen to the live stream for free. Bill Rosinski alongside Derek Rackley and the rest of our Westwood One crew. And we've got 6:20 left in this game. Houston has just completed a drive to take the lead. 12 plays, 73 yards, 7 minutes, 13 seconds used on the clock. Devin Singletary scored on a 3-yard run. Extra point missed. C.J. Stroud on the drive, 7 of 7 for 82 yards. He's now 20 of 26 for 264. But right now, Derek, the Colts have an opportunity here to win this game with a touchdown and extra point.
Yep, still got plenty of time left, but no doubt the best drive of the game for Houston takes 7 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock. Their longest drive before that was 4 minutes and 26 seconds, so almost double the amount of time. You mentioned the effectiveness of C.J. Stroud, but the NFL, they get almost exactly what they asked for when they move that extra point back. Indianapolis with a chance to take the lead now with a touchdown.
Kickoff goes through the end zone. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for the National Football League.
WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Indianapolis down 6 with 6:20 left in the game. We'll move left to right, start at their 25-yard line. And Jonathan Taylor, who was doubtful to return, is back in the game. And he's the running back. Minshew under center. Lots of time on the play clock. And now Pittman's going to go in motion far side left. Colts move left to right. Taylor with it. Running right. Cuts back left. Nowhere to go. Stopped. Petrie hit him from behind and dropped him for a loss on the play. Back to the 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 11. Now, Derek, what the Colts have been able to do in recent weeks against the Raiders last week, they had a 6-minute drive, 8 straight runs, led to a field goal and a 10-point lead. They won the game against Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago. 15 plays,
70 yards, got a field goal. They ran the ball 13 times in a row. This is 2nd and 11. They're going to throw here. Minshew out to Downs at the 30, breaks the tackle at the 40, still going midfield, and finally brought down at the Houston 47-yard line. Derek Stingley and Desmond King finally combine on the stop. Josh Downs, who has been quiet this game, he hooks up with Minshew for 27 yards.
Well, that's the second straight play that they've brought Jalen Petrie, the safety, off the edge. So what does that do? That leaves one less safety on the back end. So you get a missed tackle from Houston on Josh Downs, and then he gets into the secondary, and you only have one safety back there to make a play, so you get the explosive play from Josh Downs.
Coming down to 5 minutes left in the game. Houston by 6. Ball at the 48 of Houston. Taylor the handoff, running right. No, there's nowhere to go. They've really clamped down on him since he had that 49-yard touchdown run. He followed that with a 22-yarder, but since then, 5 carries and the longest 4 yards. A couple of 1 for -1, 2 for 1 yard.
Well, I think that's been D'Amico Ryan's adjustment as he's trying to bring an extra safety down low. You can't play 2 high safeties and let an opposing team just run on you. You got to start to bring that 7th and 8th player down into the box.
2nd and 10 as Minshew pumps, now fires over the middle. Downs makes another catch. His 2nd of the game to the 44. That's a pickup of 4. Denzel Perryman makes the tackle. And now we're coming down to 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game. Houston by 6, 23-17. Is this 4-down territory, do you think?
Yeah, I think we're getting to that point. I mean, still a lot of time left. Both teams still have 3 timeouts in this game. But here's the issue, is that Indianapolis is 0 for 8 on 3rd down in this game.
You'd be better off going for it on 4th down. This is a 3rd and 6 from the 44 of Houston. And they'll run it to Taylor right up the middle, spinning, fighting a late flag. And the Cole offensive lineman signaling at Nelson saying, hey, it's against Houston. He's shy of the 1st down by about a yard.
Elo uses his hands. Hands in the face. He's up to the 96. 5-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down. 5-yard penalty for the end of the run. 1st down.
And that is on Malik Collins. So Houston helping Indianapolis on this drive with another penalty.
Well, immediately Quentin Nelson turns around and he starts clapping because he knew that Malik Collins had his hand all up in his face mask. So he immediately turns around, looks at the official, sees that he throws the flag, and he says, yep, that's on the defense because I felt his hand all up in my face mask.
Taylor remains the running back. 1st and 10 after the penalty. Colts at the 34 of Houston. 1st down and 10. Little delay to Taylor. Up the middle he goes and fights his way to the 30-yard line. Pick up a 4. Tackled by Christian Harris. 3.5 minutes left in the game. Colts down 6. So here's where the Colts are thinking, let's get a touchdown and run out the clock. Easier said than done.
And Jonathan Taylor just sucking it up. We talked about him having the heel injury in this game. He continues to stay in there. 25 carries, 174 yards in this game.
They have downgraded him to doubtful. Here he shows up on this drive. 2nd and 6 from the 30. Colts at the Houston 30-yard line. Pitch to Taylor, trying to cut the near right side. They close him off after a gain of 1 to the 29-yard line. So now another 3rd down coming up, and the clock continues to move. 2:45 remaining in the game.
That last 3rd down, technically they did not convert. It was the penalty that allowed them to pick up the 1st down. So still 0 for 9 on 3rd down of the Colts.
And Denzel Perryman is shaken up for Houston. So the training staff out to talk to him. So while we have a chance here, let me ask you, Westwood 1 tomorrow night, Miami and Buffalo. What do you think?
That's going to be a great one. My gut tells me Miami in that game, especially after how things went in Baltimore for them. They're dealing with some injuries themselves, but that's going to be another fun one. I know you've had some history with Buffalo.
Well, I grew up there.
So you asked me that question.
Yeah, so you picked Miami, so I understand. No, I grew up there.
I just evened the booth out. That's what I did.
That's right. Although you played for the Falcons, and I was the voice of the Falcons for a while, so we do have that in common.
So we were kind of on the same team.
Yes, kind of on the same team. All right, Perryman is up, off to the sideline. And now the assistants who brought on the water bottles head to the sideline for Indianapolis. And here we go with 2:41 left in regulation. Colts down 6. They're at the 29 of Houston, moving left to right. And it is 3rd down and 5. Minshew in the shotgun. Pierce out near side right. Here comes Downs in motion to the near side. But it's a handoff to Taylor straight ahead, trying to fight for the first down. I think he's got it. Let's see where they spot this. This might be a half a yard shy. Blake Cashman led the charge defensively. This all depends on the spot. And it is the first down. Now this will take us to the 2-minute warning unless they run a play right away. Well, it doesn't get any more exciting than this. We have reached the 2-minute warning in Indianapolis. The winner of this game gets a playoff berth. 2 to go. It's Houston 23, Indianapolis 17. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Why do challenge flags only exist in football? Think how useful they'd be in real life. Like when you're positive it's not your turn to walk the dog. Challenge flag. The neighbor's kid says it wasn't their ball that dented your car door. Challenge flag. Your friend paid you back, but you definitely don't remember that? Boom. Challenge flag. Imagine settling a disagreement with an instant replay. Why isn't the world like that? I guess it's because it's technically impossible. You know one thing no one would ever challenge? Protecting your home and auto with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The venue set. Families coming in from all over. It's their quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Learn about a vaccine option and book this season's updated COVID-19 shot today at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We welcome you back to Indianapolis. Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley, the rest of our Westwood One crew and the drama building here. Winner of this game gets a berth in the AFC playoffs. Right now we have 2 minutes left. Houston, the road team, leading Indianapolis 23-17. The Colts have the ball at the 24 of Houston. First down and 10. Field goal means nothing here. They need a touchdown. Extra point would give them the lead. And Derek, if you're D'Amico Ryans, you got to start using your timeouts too.
Yeah, you definitely got to start thinking about it here, because if they do end up scoring a touchdown, you need to have time to drive this ball down and at least get into field goal territory. But still, a lot of football left here with 2 minutes. Both teams having a full complement of timeouts.
Jonathan Taylor, 27 carries, 179 yards. Mitchell will work out of the shotgun. Colts move lefty for Houston. Pittman in motion, far side left. It's a pitch to Taylor going near side right. Got a couple of crews, but Houston defense does a nice job. Fought off the blocks, and Christian Harris forced him out of bounds, and that stopped the clock after a gain of 2. Well, that was a heads-up play. Derek, it really looked they had something going there with the lineman pulling, a little misdirection on the snap, and they just broke it up. Gain of a couple, 2nd down and 8. DJ Montgomery in the game is a wide receiver, a slot on the far left side. Minshew out of the shotgun. Oh, it's a stretch play to Taylor, turning to the left side at the 20. Taylor is forced out of bounds. That stops the clock again at the 16-yard line. Blake Cashman forced him out of bounds. Gain of 6.
And you mentioned DJ Montgomery, number 2, lined up in the slot, has not played a whole lot of wide receiver in this game. He ends up getting the block that allows Taylor to get the outside. get the corner and pick up a bunch of yards to get them into a really manageable third down situation.
Well, Houston has not had to use their timeouts, but it's third down and a couple. And if the Colts don't get it here, you know they'll go for it on fourth down. They have to. Ball's at the 16-yard line. Minshew out of the gun. Downs in motion near side right. Taylor again up the gut. Doesn't have the first down. He stopped at the 15. Blake Cashman made the stop there. 4th and 1 from the 15-yard line. Wow. Clock is running.
D'Amico Ryans, you got to think that they're going to put the ball in the hands of Jonathan Taylor here the night that he's had.
4th down for the Colts. They need one. They're at the 15. Moving left to right. 1:16 left in the game. Down 6. Minshew barks his call out from the shotgun. Play clock down to 4. Down to 3. And we're going to have a timeout called by Indianapolis.
Shane Steichen was standing right next to the official, so they were clearly just going to go up there and see if they could get a cheap offside penalty by the defense by going a hard count, fully anticipating that he was going to take a timeout. If they didn't jump off sides, give himself a little bit more time to think about his play call here.
Well, I was surprised. You know, if I'm Steichen, I'm giving it to Jonathan Taylor. You need a yard. He's got 188.
30 carries in the game. Offensive line's been playing really well. I mean, yes, you could take a chance. You could have Gardner Minshew throw it thinking that Houston's going to be bearing down on the run game, but you got to go with what's gotten you to this point in this game.
Taylor is on the sideline, and Tyler Goodson is in. 4th down 1. Indianapolis at the 15 of Houston. Minshew out of the gun. He will throw. Swings it downfield. Incomplete for Tyler Goodson. Incomplete. The Texans bench has erupted with 1:03 to go. Houston will take over on downs at the 15-yard line. The only thing going for the Colts now is they have 2 timeouts, but I don't think that's enough. My goodness, Shane Steichen is going to be talked about that play call for the next 3 months.
Yeah, what I don't know is if Jonathan Taylor was absolutely gassed, but you'd like to think, okay, Bill, you'd like to think in the final play of the game that you have to get a first down, that Jonathan Taylor could find a way to dig down if they needed him to run the football. But instead he comes off the field, they try to throw it to Tyler Goodson coming out of the backfield. The ball's thrown behind him, much like it was earlier in the game, and it's incomplete. Ball back to the Texans.
1:03 to go. They're going to work out of the eye. C.J. Stroud under center, his team up 6. Colts have 2 timeouts. And they will run it Singletary straight ahead for a couple. So for Colts fans, that's definitely a Pepto-Bismol upsetting moment. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children. And a timeout called by Indianapolis with 58 seconds to go. So you got the math for me on this? Can they actually get the ball back here, or can they run out the clock? They've got one more timeout, 58 seconds to go. I've never been really good at this. Wow, what a win for Houston if this holds up here. Back and forth. They took a 6-point lead, missed the extra point. Colts driving. Houston at their 17. I thought somebody jumped offside, but no, handoff again, Singletary. Forward push to about the 17. And now the Colts will call their final timeout. So there's 54 seconds to go. They're out of timeout, so if they run another play, which should take a couple of seconds.
Yeah, they could get it, and then they can run basically 40 seconds off the play clock.
Right.
So they could basically have about 5 to 7 seconds left, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's about what the math works out to be.
I worked with a guy, Fran Kersey, many years ago here on Westwood 1, former coach at Miami, Kentucky, who was His play call, you know what his play call would be on fourth down? He'd have the punter, they'd snap it to the punter, he'd go back in the end zone and run around.
Oh, yeah, that still could be...
Run around, take a safety, and use up the clock. We'll see. Third down 7. Houston, handoff, running right. This is Singletary. Across the 20 to the 22, it's going to be fourth down and 3. And now we're down to 43 seconds. The difference here is, 7? Maybe 8 seconds. What I'm sure you'll have happen here is the Texans will call a timeout. And we'll see if they actually punt the football or possibly take a safety.
And I will tell you that my experience playing on special teams is every week, Bill, you work on this play where you snap it back to the punter, he runs back to the back of the end zone, and he just stands there and he dances around as long as possible, and then he steps out of the back of the end zone.
23-17, Houston on top of Indianapolis. The Texans 7 seconds away from reaching the AFC playoffs in a season. Remember, a year ago, the Texans were 3-13-1. They actually beat the Colts in the last game of the regular season here. Actually threw a Hail Mary with about 50-some seconds to go and then converted 2 points to win the game. That way they did not get the number 1 pick in the draft. Carolina then traded up to get it and picked Bryce Young. Houston was second and picked C.J. Stroud, and look at where they are now. Clock is stopped with 8 seconds to go, and here comes the punting unit on for the Texans. And you know the Colts are coming after him.
Yeah.
They actually have nobody back.
So
now you're punting.
They've got 11 on the line of scrimmage here.
They're trying to block this punt. No one back. If Johnston gets it away, ball game. Waiting for the snap. There it is. No, he's going to take that safety. Going to run in the end zone. 3, 2, 1. Runs out of the end zone with 1 second to go. Safety. That was Amir Speed chasing him out.
Yeah, that's exactly the play that you want to do. You want to go ahead and give up the 2 points, take as much time as you can off the clock. There is no reason for you to punt that ball, especially with them having 11 in the box. The worst thing that can happen is you get the punt block. So it was the right call from the special teams coordinator, Frank Ross, along with D'Amico Ryans. They take 6 seconds off the clock. They will have to kick it to Indianapolis. I just got to go down and cover a kick.
Well, if the Colts pull off some type of miracle here, half the people who are in the stadium won't see it. They left.
They're gone. Maybe they're watching or listening on their phone on the way out.
So now, again, it comes down to special teams. 1 second left in the game. It's now 23-19 in favor of Houston. And the Colts will come on the field and see who they send back. Usually their deep man is down. Now, do you kick this deep, or do you kick a low liner in the middle of the field? What do you do?
Yeah, I think this is one where you kick this in the middle of the field like something squibbing, so they have to field it. See who we got on the field. It is Johnston.
Yeah, it's a free kick from the 20-yard line, and usually on a free kick, you use the punter. I mean, you would have the option of kicking off, but so now the free kick. Will have plenty of hang time under it, so the Texan special teamers can get downfield. Deep man is Downs. 1 second left. Houston on top, 23-19. And here we go. Play clock has started. Cameron Johnston with the free kick from the 20. Airborne it is. Backpedaling. Josh Downs at the 13-yard line. Middle of the field. There's a sideline toss.
And the ball's loose on the ground. It's a fumble. It's recovered by the Texans, and they're off to the AFC playoffs. A stunning win on the road, led by the rookie quarterback, C.J. Stroud. The Houston Texans knock off the Indianapolis Colts 23-19. Derek, what an incredible win. The drama came down to the last seconds, but what a great stop. I think a play call when Indianapolis had it 4th down and 1, a play call that they're going to talk about for a long time.
They are.
Tried to throw a pass, didn't connect, and then Houston able to run out the clock.
Yeah, I mean, just think about this. I mean, you're talking about a team in Houston that was 3-13-1 last year. I mean, they were talked about as the team that you did not want to go to. However, they get a new head coach that comes in with a different philosophy and mindset, a defensive-minded head coach, plays a lot tougher on that side of the ball. They go all in on the draft, and they end up getting 2 guys with the 2 and 3 pick that end up having great seasons, and C.J. Stroud was a big part of this victory in this game tonight. 20 of 26, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks in this game. And they go from 3-13-1 to 10-7 in a playoff berth. Unbelievable.
And in reality, these were 2 kind of Cinderella stories. No one was expecting either of these 2 teams, based on the seasons they had last year, to make a run to the playoffs. 2 new head coaches, and DeMeco Ryans, who was he was drafted by this Houston organization back in 2006. Great run in San Francisco, comes in, and just a marvelous story for this team. They got to get healthy. I don't know who they're going to play in the playoffs, but in reality, they still have a chance to win the AFC South.
They do.
If Jacksonville loses tomorrow, Houston not only is in the playoffs, but they're division champs, and they'll host a game.
They get to host a playoff game.
Unbelievable. So if you're just joining us for this wrap-up, the Colts got a field goal early to take a 3-0 lead, and then C.J. Stroud, first play for Houston from their 25. He hits Nico Collins for a 75-yard touchdown. They would increase their lead, the Texans would, to 14-3 late in the second quarter. Indy would get a field goal. It was 14-6 Houston at the half. Then in the third quarter, it was the running game. Jonathan Taylor, big 49-yard touchdown run. They get the 2-point conversion. We're tied at 14. We were tied at 17. And then Houston took a 23-17 lead with about, check my numbers here, with 6:20 to go. They missed the extra point. So that gave Indy a chance. They marched downfield, and they had a 4th down and 1 from the 15. Jonathan Taylor was not in the game. They tried to pass incomplete. A late safety gave the Colts 2 more points, but this is a ball game that wasn't in doubt, Derek, until that final razzle-dazzle play on the free kick. Okay, we've got our guest on the sideline, and it's Devin Singletary. Devin carried the ball 24 times for 63 yards, including the game-winning 3-yard touchdown run. Devin, Bill Rosinski, Derek Rackley up here in the Westwood One booth. Congratulations. What's the feeling right now? I mean, this team, no one was thinking you guys were going to do this year, and you're headed to the playoffs.
Man, words can't explain how we feel, man. We excited, we happy, you know what I'm saying? We got our up. That's all we needed. All we needed was an opportunity. We got our opportunity. That's all we wanted.
Devin, you guys got off to such a great start. Very first play of the game, C.J. Stroud goes 75 yards to Nico Collins, and then you guys kind of hit a little bit of a rut. I'm curious, what was said at halftime for you guys to come out and play a little bit better in the second half?
Yeah, man, keep swinging, keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? Let's play like we down. We know we didn't play our best half of football, but for 30 more minutes, do whatever it takes to get the win, and we was able to do that.
Devin, let me ask you about your touchdown run. 3 yards, and it looked like you had that offensive line opened a pretty good hole for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was just a duo. Big guys were moving everybody up front. I seen a little crease, and I hit it, man, and we were celebrating.
Devin, you guys were 3-13-1 last year. The Texans were. You guys end up winning 10 games this year. Tell us about DeMeco Ryans and what he changed with this organization.
Man, the mindset, the energy, how we go about our business, man, he's a great leader. You know, as you can see, all the guys are buying in. It just comes so natural to him to be a leader, you know. Man, and we love Coach Miko.
Devin, you're not done. Where are you going to watch the Jaguars game tomorrow?
Man, I'm going to be at the crib with my family. Tuned in. Definitely going to be tuned in, though.
All right, congratulations. Devin Singletary, part of the playoff-bound Houston Texans. Devin, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, appreciate you guys.
There you go. In the crib. I've never used that term, but I might start using that term.
Go be at the crib. Just so you know, that means he's going to be at home watching the game. Okay?
I do know that.
Just making sure.
All right, so we have to select our Navy Federal Credit Union defender of the game.
And it's going to be Texans linebacker Christian Harris in this game. Ends up having 12 tackles and a sack, was all over the field. And a defense that had some injuries, especially on the defensive line. He was one of those guys that stepped up, double-digit tackles for him, making a difference on that side of the ball. Wasn't their best performance, especially with Jonathan Taylor and his ability to have 188 yards on the ground, but he did enough to help his team get a win and punch their ticket into the playoffs.
He's our defender of the game, sponsored by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, the DoD veterans, and their families. Learn more at Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Once again, our final score, Houston 23, Indianapolis 19. When we return, Scott Graham joins us from our studios with the postgame show. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg or cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Yeah, we're replacing the carpets too, so don't worry about that.
No fresh powder yet, but Dan's Ski Lodge has an avalanche of projects.
Those 4 rooms are getting hot tubs.
He needs a staff engineer to navigate a flurry of new requests.
And all of those will be fully ADA accessible.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Don't miss out on limited-time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
We all love to follow the pros. And when it comes to selling online, the pros trust Shopify. New Era, Allbirds, Untuckit, Skims, even Mattel. They all sell with Shopify because Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. And it's not just the big brands. Millions of businesses are boosting their sales with the same legendary Shopify checkout. Start selling like the pros and sell with Shopify. Start your $1 a month trial today at Shopify.com/touchdown.
Scott Graham from our Westwood One studios following the second game of our special Saturday doubleheader, and this game was special. It was an awful lot of fun, in part because everything was on the line for the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts tonight. The team that won this game punched a playoff ticket. The team that lost this game was out, and there was the added benefit of the team that won this game could still win the division tomorrow. But it was win or go home in this game for both of these teams, and this one was hard-fought straight on through, almost to the final play of the ball game. Indianapolis got the first points of the game on a strong drive, an opening drive, that resulted in a Matt Gay 38-yard field goal for a 3-0 lead. It took them 11 plays and 5 minutes and 45 seconds to come up with those 3 points. It took Houston considerably less to come up with their first points.
Play action fake. Stroud, deep drop, steps in the pocket, now deep downfield for Collins. Got it at the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown Texans. Nico Collins with a step on the defender. How about that to start the game? Stroud to Collins, 75 yards, Touchdown, Texans.
First time this year in the National Football League that a team scored on its first offensive play from scrimmage. Extra point was good. It was a 7-3 ball game. It was also the beginning of a very, very big night for Nico Collins, who ultimately ended up catching every ball that was thrown his way. He wasn't on the receiving end of the next Houston score, however. That came with an 8-play, 57-yard drive late in the second quarter. And at the end, they were 1 yard out, and all of a sudden, Indianapolis defense forgot about covering at least one man.
Stroud will work out of the gun. Singletary off to his right. Stroud wants to throw. Quick toss over the middle. Wide open. Touchdown. Andrew Beck, the fullback. There wasn't a Colt jersey within 15 yards. Somebody lost the fullback, and it's a touchdown for the Texans.
Extra point made it a 14-3 ball game, but that was not going to be the score at halftime. Colts did move downfield. They got themselves a 52-yard field goal to make it 14-6 at the break. Then, after Houston was turned away on their first drive of the second half, the Colts finally got going. Gardner Minshew hit on his first big pass of the night, and that got a drive that was a very quick drive off to a terrific start. It ended when the running game that had been so strong for the Colts in the first half found another gear.
They're going with tempo, and here comes a run blitz, and they get it to Taylor. Up the middle, breaks the tackle. 40, near sideline 30, has a blocker. 10, 5, touchdown Colts! Jonathan Taylor, 49 yards. And a lightning bolt has hit the stadium. And the crowd's alive, and the Colts are alive.
And the Colts went for two. Mo Alley-Cox catching the pass from Gardner Minshew. So a little over 5 minutes into the second half, we had ourselves a 14-14 game, and this game stayed tight really throughout the rest. Kymie Fairbairn hit a 51-yard field goal to give the lead back to Houston, but Matt Gay hit on a 35-yarder to tie the game at 17 early in the fourth quarter. And that's when Houston and their quarterback, C.J. Stroud, put together what, at least to this point of the season, is probably their signature drive. 12 plays, 73 yards, more than 7 minutes taken off the clock. A couple of huge plays, including a stunning catch by Nico Collins on a ball that C.J. Stroud appeared to be putting up to nowhere. Ultimately, they ended up getting it down to the 3-yard line, and they gave it to their shifty back for the lead.
First and goal, Houston at the 3 of Indianapolis, moving right to left. Singletary with the handoff. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Texans. Devin Singletary capped a beautiful drive. 3 yards, bounced off the initial hit, pranced into the end zone, and once again, the Texans have grabbed the lead.
C.J. Stroud on the big stage, 7 for 7 on that drive. And Houston had taken the lead, but then Kymie Fairbairn ended up missing the extra point, his first missed extra point of the season. It came with 6:20 left to go in the game, and instead of a 7-point lead, it was a 6-point lead. That meant that Indy had the opportunity, if they wanted to, potentially get 2 field goals and send this game to overtime and start all kinds of celebrations in the city of Pittsburgh. But they elected to try to march the ball downfield, and they put together an extended drive, a marvelous drive in which they ate up clock, continued to get first downs, and moved deep into Houston territory. It was 12 plays. It was 55 yards. We were inside the 2-minute warning, nearing 1 minute left to go in the ball game when they were faced with a 4th down. Now, Jonathan Taylor at this point in the game had run for 188 yards on 30 carries, but on 4th and 1, he was on the sideline. Shane Steichen electing to go another way.
4th down 1, Indianapolis at the 15 of Houston. Minshew out of the gun. He will throw. Swings it downfield, incomplete for Tyler Goodson. Incomplete. The Texans bench has erupted with 1:03 to go. Houston will take over on downs at the 15-yard line. The only thing going for the Colts now is they have 2 timeouts, but I don't think that's enough.
As it turned out, it was not enough. That play call is something they're going to be talking about in Indy for a long time, but lost in the shuffle here is that Gardner Minshew had a wide-open receiver for a first down and more, and simply misfired on the pass. Vincent couldn't bring it in, and Houston took over on downs. They couldn't run out the clock with those 2 timeouts, but when it got to 4th down, Houston decided to run the ball out of the back of the end zone, taking the safety, and then on the free kick, some laterals, a fumble, and ball game. Houston Texans back in the playoffs for the first time since 2019. Huge win on the road tonight.
for their rookie quarterback and their rookie head coach. 23-19 the final. Houston is in. They'll find out tomorrow afternoon whether they're division champions. Let's go back out for more on this game to Lucas Oil Stadium and check back in again with Bill Rosinski and Derek Rackley. Guys?
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Let's take a look at some of the final stats. C.J. Stroud, I mean, what an impressive 20 of 26. 264 yards. He had a couple of touchdown passes. He was sacked twice. Nico Collins, 9 catches. Now, 75 yards of his 195 came on the first play, but he made some huge catches, including on that drive Scott was talking about, which gave him the lead for good in this game. So Collins, 9 receptions, 195 yards to lead the receiving. Schultz got off to a slow start, but he had 5 catches for 42 yards. Run game, Singletary, 24 for 63. That was pretty much it. Stroud scrambled for 20 yards. They had 83 yards on the ground. For the Colts, Jonathan Taylor, what a night. 30 carries, 188 yards, but missing on that 4th and 1 play. That'll be talked about, as Scott said, for a long time, at least here in Indianapolis. Minshew struggled, 13 of 24, 141 yards. He did have a touchdown pass, only sacked 1 time. The leading receiver was Pittman. He had 5 catches for 44 yards. So, Derek, there'll be a lot of soul-searching here for the Colts. But remember with this Indianapolis team, Minshew's the backup. Anthony Richardson was their guy, and he was showing some spark early in the season. So if you're looking at the big picture for this team, there's a lot to smile about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that there was enough there for Anthony Richardson to say, oh, yes, they're definitely going to be in better hands next year with him being the starter. You've got to have yourself a capable backup in case something like this happens, especially when you draft a rookie quarterback that kind of still has a little bit of questions as far as what he can do throwing the football. We know that Anthony Richardson is an elite athlete, and his ability to run the ball, especially run it into the end zone, he showed us that early in the season. So, yes, you could sit here and say, yeah, they achieved more than what most people thought. But let me tell you this. I've been on the inside. They don't care about that. Like, when you have an opportunity to get in the postseason and you fall short, they're going to be upset. Because in the National Football League, when you make excuses, you get fired and you get cut. That's just how things work. You're given a job as a head coach. You're given a roster spot as a player to produce, period. That's how the NFL works. They don't care about excuses. They want to find a way to get in the postseason. So, yes, you can say we did some really good things this season. We've got some things to build on. We've got a franchise running back. We've got a quarterback coming back that we're really excited about. But it's going to be a missed opportunity. And there's going to be a lot of stuff talked about the fact that Jonathan Taylor was not in the ball game in the most pivotal point in the game. But give it a lot of credit to these Houston Texans. I mean, fighting through one of the most awful I remember last year, they were kind of the joke of the National Football League. It was like they were so bad. And then they end up getting a new head coach. They draft 2 elite athletes at the top of the draft. And those guys ended up making a huge difference this season. And now they're not only going to get in the postseason, they have a chance to host a game if the Jaguars lose tomorrow.
That's right. They're missing Tank Dell. Robert Woods was not in the lineup today. Noah Brown was out. And it was Collins who picked up the slack big time as far as the receivers. All right, time to select the progressive drive of the game.
Yeah, we got to go with the touchdown drive for the Houston Texans. 12 plays, 79 yards, took 7 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock. The longest drive of the game for the Houston Texans, capped off by a Devin Singletary 3-yard touchdown run. And notable, C.J. Stroud was 7 for 7 for 82 yards passing on that drive. Your rookie quarterback came through when you needed him the most.
That's the drive of the game, sponsored by Progressive. Protect your home and auto. Save when you bundle. Get a quote today at Progressive.com. By the way, the Texans can end up as a division winner in the South if Jacksonville loses to Tennessee tomorrow, or if Jacksonville wins, they could be a 6 or 7 seed, depending on how other things play out in the AFC games. What about this Texans team going to the playoffs?
I mean, I think that they're not going to necessarily be a favorite or anything like that because of the amount of injuries. We got to see what's going to happen with some of the guys that went down. Jerry Hughes went down in the game. Jonathan Grenard was not able to play at 12.5 sacks this year. They were very light at the defensive end position. They have wide receivers that did not play in the game. How serious is their condition? Is there a chance that they could play next week in a playoff game? But the fact that they've got a quarterback, C.J. Stroud, that has the utmost confidence in himself, in his team, and whoever he's surrounded by, not to mention the fact that Nico Collins having an absolute career year. It's a guy that came into this game with 1,100 receiving yards. He's well beyond that because of this monster game that he had here. And he had 70 receptions for 927 yards combined in his first 2 years together. So you got a quarterback that feels like he can win any game if you give him a chance. So I wouldn't count him out, but they need to hopefully get some reinforcements back for this playoff game.
Yeah, and what about the big picture as we look at the playoffs in the AFC? Are the Ravens hands down the team to beat?
In my opinion, yeah. I had them on Christmas, and yes, that was the game that Brock Purdy ended up throwing 4 picks, and I don't know if there's anybody in the United States, not just the National Football League, that thought Brock Purdy was going to throw 4 interceptions in that game. But they kind of showed the NFL, and they showed the country that they're the class of the league right now. They took care of their business. They had a chance to rest their starters today, so you got to think, hey, those guys are going to have a little bit extra juice once they do take the field in the postseason.
And you're still going with the Dolphins tomorrow night on Westwood One, right? Over the Bills?
By 1 point, okay?
All right, thanks. That's enough. All right, Houston advances. They're in the playoffs. 23-19 win over Indianapolis. Let's send it back to Scott Graham in our Westwood One studios. Scott?
All right, thank you very much, guys. When we come back, we're going to take a look back at what happened in Game 1 today between the Steelers and the Ravens. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Hi, Little Bob here. This year we're doubling down on new at Bob's Discount Furniture. So happy New Year! I've got new styles like my Dylan Sectional, new ways to recharge with my Tuxedo Motion Sofa, new mattresses for a new lease on life, new colors and new everyday low prices. My Calvin bedroom is just $7.99. I've even got a new look. Wait, you can't see what I'm wearing? Nickel Fritz. When you can have a new year for less, there's only one thing to say. Oh.